Oh, baby, it is the Devil's Puck Luck podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network, coming to you for a live watch party across several platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, over on Twitter as well. I'm Adam Armbrecht. He is Danny McDonough, and we've got the Devils Islanders coming up here on a Friday night special. Where do we stand in, man? Excited to do the watch party, but also to get into the conversation around the Devils and what they need to do tonight.
Yeah, listen, the Islanders have given up one goal this year so far in 2 games. We know they're a stingy defense. We know Sorokin's going to play on his head.
That's
Devils, They have to come out strong. It's about the first period. We've been talking about it for the last week. It's just good first period. That's really what it comes down to.
Let's bring people up to date on what the Devils have been doing over the course of practice this week as well. Part of their struggles across the first 3 games has obviously been the fact that there has not been that type of firepower on the second line, especially. Right. There hasn't been early energy and early effort on the offensive end as well. So Lindy Ruff, in pure New Jersey Devil coaching form, decides we're going to start shuffling and moving things around. Do you expect to see that one-to-one impact tonight, whether it's active at the top or throughout the course of this game?
I think you're going to see consistency with the lines that he decided to change up tonight. Yeah. I think it's important to keep Timo, which is great that he's on the right wing. We've spoken about that too. Mm-hmm. It's really getting him comfortable where he's been most of his career. And he's with Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is the guy that's going to make the plays. He's your superstar. So putting him, with Jack Hughes as your center, it's the move. And I think that the second, third, and fourth line, the way they are, especially with Haula out tonight, you're going to see kind of consistent, in my opinion, for most of the game, unless there's something egregious and the Devils go down early. I'm still that.
I'm going to shout out somebody in the comments here because we had our audio go out there as well. Thanks, man. No worries. Appreciate that. Continue, though. You're saying about expectations for that star power being able to come back. Microcosm is that last game. Bad first 40 minutes, but they almost came back in just 20 minutes of game action.
Yeah, we have that superstar talent, and now it's about hunkering down and making sure in these next dozen games that we find that cohesiveness on our lines.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's the fast starts. Be physical. We're looking at Timo Meier here right now as the puck's about to drop.
Benched.
The Nico
as they drop the puck here, by the way, too. Yeah, we'll continue. We'll continue the conversation as we get through. But as the Devils officially get underway here on the road after having 3 home games to start the season, by the way, doing a nice job holding in the zone after the face-off win there as well. Something we've talked about throughout those first 3 games. It was a strength in the preseason. Need more of that too.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. What Palat's doing there too, shooting the puck. I'm excited to see what Nico and Brat do. They had chemistry obviously last season too. And Palat was a guy we talked about in the preseason. I do think, Siegenthaler, you better get there, bro. You better get there. There you go with Schmid.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at all, by the way, with Schmid starting tonight and not Vanacek? I was going to ask you that before.
I probably had to look at like the schedule ahead too, right? Because I'm sure that that's part of what they're taking into consideration. I thought that obviously the one thing I remember talking about in that post game, the overtime loss for them, the shootout loss. Boy, Akira Schmid did not look like a guy that likes shootouts. Like that was like 2 quick goals, 2 quick shots. The Devils didn't do their job on their end either.
The Devils have notoriously been terrible in shootouts. Yeah. We all know that. Here we go. Timo and Jack finally seen on the ice. Love the fast pace.
Top.
Great. Nice pass.
There you go.
That's what you want to see.
Is that Marino there on the
shot? You want to see Timo do exactly what he just did. Crashing the boards, be able to, maintain the puck in the offensive zone, get it to Jack and throw it to the point, where you see Marino. And Marino's a guy you're watching too. He was benched in the 3rd period of last game. So, listen, I think these guys are going to be fine. So
reality check too around, they just showed Schmid there with 18 games last season, 9-5-1 record, 2-1-3 against. You asked that question. I think that at the minimum, we talked about this in the offseason. I think this is much closer to a 50-50 split between these 2 goaltenders than it is a 70-30, than it is, maybe 60-40 is where we end up here. But I just think that both goaltenders are going to have opportunities to maybe find a rhythm and then play a hot hand for a while. And allow those guys to roll.
I agree with you. And also being very young in the season, especially with the back-to-back coming to this week, playing on Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll probably wind up seeing, my guess would be Vanacek on Tuesday and Schmid on Wednesday.
Then you get the back-to-back.
Or maybe if Schmid plays out of his mind tonight, let's, say he, faces 30 shots and gives up a goal or something like that. Or, maybe he'll play on Tuesday. You just go with the hot hand on Tuesday and play Vitek at home against Washington on Wednesday. So
face-off loss there, but the Devils doing a nice job beating up the neutral zone and getting back control of the puck as well. Shout out to from the Blue Seats. We see you. We see you, man. Good to see you in on the broadcast, checking us out. Hopefully everyone's having a good one as well, wherever you're watching from.
His Rangers are off tonight.
That's right.
I say, here's where you want to clog up the neutral zone too. Nice ball with the hip check. You love to see it. This is a there we go. This is the defensive pairing that I'm actually excited about, that's staying together, and we're not going to move around this pairing. We haven't seen Lindy do anything with the defensive pairing, and I'm glad we haven't seen that yet, especially with Luke being young. And now that he's getting, I know this is a big controversial topic for Devils fans, especially. He's played 3 games with Brandon Smith. I want him to continue to play more games with Brandon Smith to get comfortable where each other are going to be.
You're a big Brandon Smith defender.
I'm not. Listen,
I'm busting your shot.
Well, now with Colin Miller, which is terrible, you can see that stat right there. That hurts. 16-5 versus the Devils, the Islanders are in the last 5 seasons.
It's not what you want.
No, and it's a testament to the type of hockey that the Islanders play. Granted, we have not been
face-off win in their defensive zone.
Luke Hughes, first time on the ice here with Brandon Smith, we see.
Sloppy turnover
We'll
there.
talk about that with Holtz later. Holtz got to recover here now. See, I like Luke Hughes. This is big for me behind this net. This is where I want to see Luke Hughes really improve and be able to box out and contain and get possession of the puck. Good step up at Brandon Smith right there. Really good step up at Brandon Smith.
McLeod, the ref.
Linesman's always getting in the way there. Nice play by Holtz there on the forecheck. Love that. Man, he could skate, this kid, can he?
He's got. I think that's a big part of his game when we talk about what he needs to continue to work on. Defensive mindedness, we always know that. But getting behind the net on the offensive end there as Heischer gets that takeover, that you need him to be able to win those pucks like that.
Oh, nice play there too. See, I like what the Devils are doing here, pinching in like that and taking some chances offensively. They're also throwing the puck at Sorokin, which you want them to do early. There you go. Jesper's going to skate now.
Other reason that I like the changing of the lines is that you still keep. I mean, this is Jesper Bratt as he gets wiped out there by the boards. This is what you need to have that type of speed. A guy that can pick it up in your own zone with confidence, carry the puck on their stick, and set the table offensively.
Yeah, Nico just took a big hit right there.
He's up,
and Siegenthaler just gave him a cross check, which I hope they do not call, and they're going to call it.
Well. You kind of can't not expect it.
You know,
right?
these are the retaliatory penalties that we talk about. You can't take a blatant cross check there, Siegs. I get it.
Was Siegs the only one? No, Ball was the only defenseman the last game that didn't take a penalty. Siegenthaler was among them. Timo had 2 in that one.
Yeah.
But this is when we talk about the veterans, right?
But again, he's defending Nico, his captain. I get it here. You know, it's let's look at this. Oh, there you go, McLeod getting blocked by the linesman. A little interference on the linesman there.
You don't have to show me this twice. I want to see the hit from Siegs here.
So Clutterbuck, listen, it's a clean hit. You know, he finished his check. He finished his check. Yeah. You know, I get it with Siegenthaler coming after Clutterbuck there and being, you know, aggressive to defend his player. But these are the retaliatory penalties you got to be careful with. You know what's going to happen.
Now, quick PK kill opportunity, which the Devils win in their own zone, get it out there. So they'll go and kill the start of this power play for the Islanders here. Try to hold it down there in the offensive zone.
Bastion's a big body. He's got to use his body the way he's been. Palmieri, former double, right? All right, so this is good containment right.
Don't speak
no,
too
it is.
quick, right?
It's,
no,
you see the box is good right here.
Yep.
Good play. Good play. This is, again, what Devils have been doing well, especially Ball has been blocking a lot of shots. But, you know, the penalty kill is what needed to be improved a little bit, I think, in totality over the first 3 games. And moreover, just the retaliatory penalties that we saw. I'd almost rather Siegenthaler go up to Clutterbuck there. That was scary. I'd almost rather see Siegenthaler go up there to Clutterbuck and just challenge him to a fight rather than take a stupid cross check. I really
if you're going to go for it, go all the way.
Yeah, and if he says no, and you move on.
Right. And then
nice save by Schmidt there. Another nice save.
Schmidt, he sprawled out, has to get back to his skates there, and he does.
Brendan Smith, nice clear, yep.
We will answer you, Weaver. I see you down there. I'll have Danny address that ugly Devils alternate jersey that you're questioning him on, which I think is just, frankly, it's a very rude comment early in the broadcast.
This is actually nice play by Nico right there. So there's a reason why I wear this jersey. It's who asked that? Let me.
That's Donnell Weaver.
So Donnell. So there's a reason why I wear this jersey. Actually, I wear this Nico jersey. I was actually lucky enough to get this from my rep. So shout out to Kristen when she got this for me. But the reason why I wear this is when the Devils, I feel, aren't playing well.
He whiffed on that one.
Saw that. Yeah. Post. When the Devils are not playing well to their standards, I'm a very superstitious Devils fan.
Can't say the word, but he is it.
I tend to go to the jersey that I feel will get them out of the slump. So you can call me crazy, but
slump buster.
Yeah.
This is I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
I like that.
Shout out Michael Scott.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Come on. You gotta have the references here. Nice job so far by the Devils. They've done a good job challenging in the neutral zone on this penalty kill. Just took one over there, and it's gonna be Bratt fighting down, trying to possess among the 3 Islanders, and did a hell of a job with it, killing off an extra about 8 to 10 seconds here.
Yeah, great work there with against Aho too. You know, Aho's a guy with speed that's going to bring the puck up extremely quickly for the Islanders. So it's good to see Bratt on the penalty kill. I love seeing him on the penalty kill. You know, you're going to get those opportunities shorthanded too, Devils, throughout the year. So, you know, he's getting comfortable in that position as well.
Kill off, first kill of the game for the Devils. They've done fairly well this season on the kill. So now those by getting back to full strength here and trying to reset themselves in the offensive zone.
I don't mind Timo right there trying to shoot the puck. It's fine.
You know why I don't mind it? Because he's been slumping. So go ahead and just take rips. Those aren't those hard angle shots from him from the left side of the goal. That's more of a Jack Hughes special. But I'll take the fact that he's looking a little more aggressive on the offense.
I mean, not only that, the fact that we've been calling his name more in the first 5 minutes of a game is a breath of fresh air because he seemed non-existent in the first 3 games. You know, most of the Devils have in the first periods in the first 3 games, but you know, as of right now, you see him a lot more, especially being on that right wing too. I feel like he might be a little more comfortable. We're going to see as the game unfolds here.
DW, I see you down there. We're both from Jersey. We're both Jersey guys. Danny, you're now down in Bayville. Originally from Metuchen area. But you've been living down here. And I'm a beach bum. Point Pleasant. That's where I've been from. But we make that journey. We make that journey to Newark. Danny goes, what? You were at 35-ish games?
35 regular season games and all the home playoff games.
Come on now.
There we go, Dougie. All right.
Dougie always having those rips.
This is what I love to see with Curtis Lazar in front of the net like that. I'd love to see that.
We've liked what we've seen from him early, that little bit of physicality, that presence, right?
Absolutely.
We said he's the kind of guy that has some of that grit that we can hopefully have him lean into that, especially in those moments there in front of the goal. We'll come back in as the TV timeout comes here as well. We're just going to throw up a little network ad for you in the background. Right back in, though, breaking down the first period. Well, I promise you, the last thing that you're going to see going forward is Danny doing finger guns at any point again during the course of this game. Right back in on the action. Back in on the action here. Let's talk about stats coming out this as we work our way through the first period. We mentioned it. Not everybody. We talk about collectively on the Devils have been doing a good job in the faceoff circle, but doing a nice job here early in this one. A couple of defensive ones, especially on the penalty kill.
Yeah, 100%. It's 5-1 in faceoffs right now. 4-3 Devils with shots. Devils haven't had a hit yet registered, so you want to see him be physical. You know, with Clutterbuck throwing his body around. We always talked about it. Devils have to continñue to play their game, but be physical. I think that's a very
respond to physical play, right?
Yeah.
Be willing to respond to it. I would be confused if the Devils came out trying to play physically because that's not their style. But don't get pushed around.
I'm also curious to see if there's any fallout.
Face-off loss. You jinxed them.
I'm also curious to see if there's any nice play by Brad here, stealing the puck in the offensive zone
and holding.
There we go. Nobody pinching up. Luke Hughes.
Yeah, he's
listen. I don't mind.
There's Luke trying to be a little smart, right?
Yeah, it's offside right there.
Don't get caught.
See, there's another. Listen, that's the in between area for Luke Hughes, right? And I think if he's more comfortable, he's going to step up potentially and pinch there.
Yeah.
It might have been better off that he didn't, but against the Islanders, who are not an offensive juggernaut, maybe you want to take some chances earlier. Yeah. You know, it's. Again, Devils fan might disagree with me because we got Brendan Smith paired with Luke Hughes, but now we got Ball and Marino on the ice.
Do you I'm gonna call it right now. There's gonna be a fight in this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say too before we were talking a little bit more about the in-game action.
2 face-off losses since Danny highlighted that stat. Just want you guys to know.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But here we
Change
go.
your jersey. What was Ball? What easy Ball?
All right, here we go. Break it out here. 3-on-2. Broken down 3-on-2 here.
3-on-2 no longer. It's all right though.
All right, come on, Tyler. Nice shot by Tyler Foy. Yeah. Look, was that a trip there? No, it didn't look like it. Listen, my fandom comes in there. I'm gonna always want that penalty back, but
oh yeah, don't worry. Once if penalties get called in this game,
you're gonna start hearing me talk.
Danny's immediate initial reaction is going to be that's a penalty. He should be in the box. I'm talking major, maybe even injection. I don't know for sure. Might be a penalty shot, and then I'll walk him back systematically off that edge.
See, there's a pass right there I did not want Jack Hughes to take, actually. I think
nice bite back there.
Jack, man. Nice back check. I don't know necessarily if I want Jack to try to make that cross ice pass to Timo. I wonder if in the back of his head he knows that he is the superstar of this team, obviously, but if he wants to try and purposely get him the puck as much as he can to spark him, nice play there.
Jack got absolutely pummeled against the boards there.
That. You see Nate Bastian here with that chance in front of the net. This goes back to the last preseason game, when Lee was getting in the face of some of the Devils players. We wonder if that kind of carries over and this physicality is really going to show up today.
Yeah, that was a brutal one right there. And this is where, again, so unlike that last play when you have Siegenthaler coming over immediately, it's all right if one of the defensemen, one of the more physical players, makes a mental note of that.
There we go. Nice hit right there by
Lazar.
From
Lazar, right? No, it's perfect. But that's what, you know what I mean?
And look, it leads to a turnover. This is exactly what we're talking about. The physicality in the offensive zone, forechecking to the puck here. Another nice play.
Yeah, I like the little backlog of we saw the hit, we saw the physical play. And we'll go ahead, and we'll get back to that in due time. And you do it in an instance when it forces the turnover, as you said, and gives you an offensive opportunity. Nice little poke there. El Capitan.
Nice play by Smith right there. Don't necessarily love that
shot. A lot of congestion there in front of the net as he. I don't mind that he's cycled now twice around on that same play and given himself an opportunity. Second shot was better.
Penalty coming up under the aisles. It looked like a slash.
Yeah.
Was it a slash? You saw it?
Let's see.
See, this is what you want. This is what the Devils need to do. That you see the offensive zone attack. You see the forecheck.
As they show
this was a great back check by Jack
little
Hughes.
stick lift.
Yeah, we might be 3 or 4 seconds behind on the live feed, maybe. Ooh. That was a nice play by Bastian right there. Oh, and he had the rebound there, too.
Every time they show that replay, I'm only watching. There it is. Slash there.
This is what you want to see from Luke Hughes, too. Skate and shoot. We talked about that last post game against the Panthers, where he looked tentative and he just wanted to pass the puck.
Offensive zone, face off, Heischer.
He's a big power player.
Yeah, get yourself set. But I think to the point you were making there too, the offensive speed at which this team can play with, the control they can show with the puck on their stick, that's where you create these pressure point moments for the opposition where you end up getting a penalty, right? Like that's what you're hoping for, is hold that offensive zone, really get them scrambling a bit. And whether it's Luke, whether it's going to be Jack, that they have that ability to force defensemen, especially to kind of trail and have to take a little bit of a risk there. Frankly, absolutely. that was a beautifully soft slash call. So I'll take it 8 days a week.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice play by Luke coming into the zone.
Hey, they're doing a nice, I'll tell you what, Islanders are doing a nice job getting in between the shot and the net here. We're pretty consistently off those nice fat
Something
passes.
I want the Devils to do here is what Jack is doing right now. He's holding the puck. He's getting set in the zone, which is what we need to do. We haven't had that the first minute of this power play. So let's see if they can change it up here. Nice play by Luke on the boards here to Jack. Spread it out a little bit, boys. Spread it out. Don't mind that. All right, so when the second power play unit comes on, this is what you want to do, though. You want to make sure that you're actually entering the zone, getting the puck possession, and really moving the puck in the offensive zone. You don't want to try these rushes up the ice to get one shot, and then you're done, unless you have a brilliant look. So let's see what happens here.
That was always my complaint last season, was for as good as you can be on the power play like that right there.
Yeah, this is exactly what they're doing. It's more about getting in the zone and getting it back to the point and getting your playmakers and your best stick handlers to be able to hold it in the offensive zone to really set up all your guys.
Oh, that's a nice one there. Nice feed across the mouth of the goal.
Timo wanted that so bad too. This is a less desirable power play.
I'm going to call it disjointed.
A little pedantic.
Nice job there.
Come on, Timo.
Meyer. Smart play, Dougie.
Oh, Dougie.
Oh, Dougie's been having a nice shot on this early season, too. Never saw a shot he didn't want to take.
Nice play by Schmitto coming out there.
So, fruitless on there, on that power play.
Man, look at McLeod use his body, too, man.
Early in the season, he's done a really nice job with that, I think.
Yeah, I think he's one of our best guys against the boards. I think it's shown. And not only that, just our face-off guys, too. He's one of our best face-off guys.
Yep.
Look like offside right there.
Anybody in on the chat, feel free to let us know where you're calling in from. I wish we could take calls. And also, I was noticing too, because I agree. I have a ESPN Plus, and they have like 5 games that they show on there. You go and look like the schedule in totality of how many games are getting spread around. Because I think this is always one of the things about was MSG Plus, right? Like it's there's a price point here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, if you have Xfinity now, you don't get MSG. You have to have Verizon. Shout out to Pops using his Verizon account. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. You have to pay $300 just to get MSG now. You can't watch your. That's neither here nor there. We're not going to get political with MSG. But yeah, no, it's great that there's so many different places you can watch hockey now. And they started that, like the NFL has Red Zone. They started that hockey Red Zone. So I haven't really looked into it yet. I don't know if you have, but it's something I do have to look into.
Yeah, the only thing about like the difference between this is true why NFL functions so well on that is because like you put that on in the background,
right?
And there's the time and the space to go and we hop over here and show you this, but hop over there. If you're trying to cut, I think it's a good idea, and I like that they're doing it. But trying to hop around the NHL is like you can come in for every celebration of goals because they just happened before you got there, and you can also do the little backtrack and still show some
and like the
moments.
important power plays, the end of the periods. It's very different too, because remember, it's red zone is Sunday, man. Like you got all those games on Sunday, and it's a little different with obviously the NHL. You're going to be, you could have 2-3 games only, some nights. So,
oh, what we got to do too here. This is for both you at home and also for us. We're in a network league as well, fantasy league. So I got to dial that up at some point here.
Yeah, I wasn't there to help with that draft.
Yeah. Okay. You weren't there to help with it, nor are you there to help setting the lineups, nor are you aware of how the league works anyway.
It might have been my mistake. I've
been making some big adjustments.
Are we winning?
Try to claw our way back.
Did we win?
We need our boys tonight, Luke
and Brat
and Brat and Timo. So those guys got to step up tonight. So they're probably not helping us right now, but
no. I mean, Jesper and Jack, obviously leading the way with points and handling business. Jesper Bratt has 3 goals and 2 assists this year already in 5 games.
And he had that double goal game.
Yeah, we're back in the action here. There was a nice outlet pass try right there to Bratt. So what are your thoughts of the first period so far? To me, it's been night and day better than it's been the last 3 games. But obviously being no score, you want them to get, as we see Schmid with a phenomenal save right there. I got to stop talking and jinxing ourselves here. I don't know what's going on.
There is a world where I just kind of take this one home here for the next 47 minutes of ice time. No, yes, I think they've come out better in this game. I'm not, and we said this even in the first 3. Now,
and there it was. Nelson there, Brock Nelson on the goal there. I want to see who's on the ice. There's someone, I don't know who let that wing up there. We're going to find out.
It was pretty soft entry into the zone.
Yeah, not only that, looking at it first glance, I think Schmid might have been able to have it here. Let me see here.
Who's trailing there?
I'm actually not sure what. Yeah.
It's Marino in the middle, but who's trailing him there on the side?
It's Jack.
That's
a tough play. I think Schmid can have that. I really do think that he can say that. I think he'd want that back, but you just still pedal to the metal here. You're down a goal. The Islanders are going to be a defensive stingy team. We know that. So goals are going to come at a premium here. So you want to just continue your game, be physical, and don't let that one get in your head.
Yeah. And to answer your question, yes. Again, even with the goal being scored here, this was a more balanced game, right? Back and forth, giving yourself opportunities offensively. I thought for the most part, even including that goal, as you mentioned, maybe it gets underneath underneath the shoulder there of Akira on that goal too? Underneath the arm.
It was underneath the arm on the,
as Akira hold this and try to settle things down here for the Devils. But, it's been better. And to that point, I thought that the defense was holding up and looked like they were just playing smart hockey. The only, I think, concern you have over the course of this one now is just making sure from a confidence standpoint, get the early goal, get back into this one. Because the Devils have had these sequences of going 40 quiet minutes, and then trying to explode, right? They had 1 second period 2 games ago where they got 3 goals, then nowhere else. So
yeah, I'm not in love with the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, the last shift or 2 with some lazy turnovers in the neutral zone. So this is a team in the Islanders you can't make mistakes on, because they are sound in the neutral zone, they're sound in their defensive zone, and if you become a little lackadaisical, they're gonna make you pay, and also, they might not have the crazy scoring power that a lot of other NHL teams, but they got the vets that are gonna put in the back of the net. They do.
Also a team that we, listen, you got to be honest, right? You got to allow the sample size to change your mind. But this is the team that Danny and I thought potentially could end up being on the outside of the playoff picture looking in this season. And a long way to go. But they're obviously going to be that defensive-minded team. Nice quick shot there from Smith into the belly.
Yeah, get a face-off here. Yeah. A lot of people have been talking about the Travis Green and losing Burnett to Nashville as the head coach. And it's
3 games in. People are saying that the Lindy Ruff extension was a mistake, and Burnett was the real architect of the success.
Bruno was an awesome coach. We know he was a great coach, but he deserved to be a head coach. He got the position. A lot of people thought he was going to be the successor and he was going to be the next head coach of the Devils. But you can't.
You're going to walk away from winning a playoff series over the Rangers last season and say, Lindy Ruff, you're out. We're going to elevate.
Oh, no. I don't agree with that at all. But it's
come on now.
High stick right there, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. No, it's so early in the season to make arguments for it or against it is difficult. Obviously people are going to draw their conclusions and have their opinions early in the season. I get it. No, but we're not going to know for sure until you're, again, a dozen games in. I think you and I have talked about it. You think 15 to 20. I think a dozen games, you're going to get a better idea and a better sense of what we need to do, not only to improve, but obviously where the changes need to be made and the appropriate changes. And I hope that Lindy,
when we get to the 12th game and you're like, this is what I think, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong in 3 more games.
I like that.
3 to 8 more games.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
And maybe we're talking in 12 games, and the Devils rattle off 7 of 9, in the next 9. So you never know.
I never got a chance to talk about either. You said that injury with Colin Miller. We didn't get the chance to cover it because it happened in between our preview of this game, and then we'll come back with our wrap up. So you can obviously get us on the Devils Puck Luck podcast. But talking about what that could mean in terms of the defensive pairings, in terms of that depth there, you had an extra defenseman there with the healthy scratch, dreaming on my boy Hataka coming up for a cup of coffee.
Here's Barzal passing it back to the point. This is where you get a little nervous. Barzal is a quick skater, and he finds that open ice. Nice play there by Jack. He has Timo on his wing here, 2-on-2, coming back in the offensive zone. Jack, another slot move. Oh, man, when Jack goes into the slot like that, man, woo, ball stepping up there. Tyler Toffoli was right behind him. So, I mean, to answer your question, with Colin Miller, yeah, I think Hataka's the next guy up. Nemec was banged up. We saw in the AHL, so I don't think he'd be the guy up anyway. He's still going to obviously get healthy, and he's going to play more down there. But, oh, there we go. Oh, nice rebound there too.
Yeah, now you got Toffoli trying to dump it back in towards the front of the net. Falls behind.
Yeah, Adam, feel free to always cut me off if anything crazy goes on. I'm totally cool with that. Nice play by
There we go. Come on now.
What a save by Sorokin.
Wow, dude.
My God.
Turnover there. Toffoli gets it in the offensive zone, leads it over to Hughes, who has so much time, overskates a little bit there, tries to pull it back, has the moment. Dude, full credit there. What a job there to be able to keep your balance, not commit down, and get that glove save. But I mean, it's a great sequence for the Devils, and it's a great save. You got to tip the proverbial cap.
He is absolutely disgusting.
Man, that shot was from 6 centimeters away.
I mean, Tyler Toffoli with a nice backhand saucer pass to get it right to Jack, right in the middle of the ice. Sorokin is absolutely incredible.
Update for all of you concerned. I know you want to know, how are we doing in the fantasy league? Timo Meier, Jesper Bratt, Luke Hughes, 0 points. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's clap it up. Closing in on the end of the first intermission here. When we get to that, we'll take a first step away just for the first, 5 or so minutes. We'll come back in, break down some of the stats out of the first period. Feel free to throw up your thoughts, throw up the things you like or don't like. Just to touch back on too, this is something we had talked about with the defensive pairings. We talked about Nemec a lot in the offseason, as everyone would want to, and in the camp. But I think you might be surprised, while you know how confident I am in Hataka to be able to just be a consistent player if you need him for a few games. I was not going to immediately go to, well, Nemec should be the guy, even if healthy. Because once you made the choice, once you made the commitment,
it's got to stay up.
Yeah, there's no world. Yeah, either has to stay up if you bring him up, but also you made the commitment for him to start down in the AHL. You have to let him stay down there. Everything that Lindy Ruff talked about at the end of camp was, we want to give him different situations, find different pressures that he has to, respond to. So let him stay there, right? Don't allow. I think in that moment, you cannot allow the NHL injuries, NHL occurrences to impact the way you observe your AHL players.
Right.
So,
man, we're just looking at the replay again. Jack going to his forehand to his backhand with an unbelievable glove save by Sorokin, spreading post to post. I love Jack a little frustrated right there too, because he knows that he wants to get his guys back on the board to tie this game going into the intermission. But we got time left here. We got 4 minutes. Offensive zone draw here with Lazar. Let's go get a win here. And we did not. He broke his stick.
Nice job by nice job by Smith.
See, that's what I want Luke Hughes to eliminate right there. You see that just open, like, throwing the puck to the blue line with congestion. I want him to just
control that, bring it back across the ice.
Bring it back across the ice, or just give it a second for your guys to set up to get through the neutral zone. You see a little battle here in the neutral zone. The Islanders clogging it up for the Devils to get out. Brennan Smith, nice outlet pass here. So,
and that right there is the moment, even though that all disperses quickly. Luke brought it across to the left to Smith. Smith brings it back across the ice there in the middle of the ice to allow some of that space to be able to play it in.
The Devils need to collect themselves here. They did not have a bad period, and I know the scoreboard says differently that you're down, obviously, but Devils are down 1-0. We lead in shots. We lead in faceoffs. This game is within our reach 100%. And I know it might seem concerning here as we see Bratt, Palat, and Heischer line on the ice.
Back over to Siegenthaler, getting to the zone here with Bratt.
Nice pass by Bratt to the slot to Palat.
A little too much congestion there for Palat trying to get it across. Oh,
Sorokin again
on Jesper. What looked like a wide open net with how much he shifted, and yet
Sorokin is.
I mean, honestly, listen, we can say it here as we're heading towards the first intermission. I would say right now, as you mentioned, played pretty evenly, right? It's been played pretty evenly. I like what the Devils have done in some instances. What has it been? One, we can call it like maybe a little bit of a soft goal there against the Kira Schmid, and then 2 excellent point-blank saves for Sorokin. That right now is marking the difference.
And again, it's borderline. It's not that it was such a blatantly soft goal, but I think nice play there defensively.
Hey, Ashley, welcome in. Make sure we're recognizing everybody down there. Ashley joining in the conversation.
What's up, Ashley?
Don't say it like that. That was, So welcome people in. With warmth. Let them come in. Let them feel comfortable.
I like to greet people. Come on, Jack. Open ice here for Jack. No, what? Oh, you got to call it on the Islanders. You're not calling it on the Devils.
No. He just cross-checked him into the net.
Tyler Toffoli just basically barreled into Sorokin, looked like he was pushed or cross-checked from behind. We'll see in a minute on the replay.
It definitely is.
So just watching the replay here again with Bratt in the slot. With his skate. No, he got it with the skate.
No. He missed hit. He missed hit that. He shot that. Bratt hits it back at that near post for Sorokin. Because that's why I was like, man, that goal is so wide open. He hits it back in his pad. You got to try, and there's a defenseman there, giving a little bit of a harder angle. But we'll watch this one more time. Here comes the Toffoli. There you go.
So, that's a blatant
you'll see him.
I mean, that's clearly a cross check.
You'll see him in the box, and the Devils will go back on the power play.
This is a massive power play right now because we didn't look great on our first power play. As we get we're going to do the face off over here.
2:20 in the period as well.
We didn't do great in the first power play, obviously, and this is really about momentum going into that second period. If you don't score a goal here, I want to see 4 shots on goal. I want to see like sustained momentum. And here we go with Jack.
Well, here now they got the face off. I don't love that from Jack there. I don't love that from Jack. You have Luke sitting up at the point. I'm not saying you have to go there for the shot, but again,
that's the play. That's the play. That's the play.
Take your time.
See Luke Hughes skating through the center of the ice. He's going to swing back around, and he turns the puck over.
No. You got it. It's all right. All part of the plan.
So this is where we worry here. You need that quarterback.
30 seconds into the power play.
Yeah, you need that quarterback to be really confident, and Luke Hughes isn't there yet, but he's going to get there.
Oh, he's there.
He's going to get there.
No, he's there. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Nico. I like that idea by Nico.
He's already there.
Fully battling on the boards here. Taken away and cleared.
About a minute into this power play, Devils not showing much. Jack trying to get it into the middle of the ice there, got it pushed out into the neutral zone. Luke a little bit careless there, just trying to get everyone rallied up. He's now again. They're showing the repeating play. They're doing this to let the guys cycle off.
Yeah, but Luke's getting a little too blatantly obvious with what he's doing here.
It doesn't matter though. He's just passing it back to reset.
I understand. No, but it's too obvious. He's doing the same exact thing. He literally skated in the same exact motion that he did last time. Here we go with Timo coming up the ice. Second power play unit on. Nice pass to Hamilton. Scores! Let's go, baby!
See?
Dougie Hamilton from the point. What a shot.
Dougie with consistent. Again, Dougie Hamilton, you put the puck on his stick. He doesn't know what it means not to shoot. That's what you got to, and that's what you got to do. And a nice shot, by the way.
Yes.
Let's give credit where it's due.
Timo
Meyer straight into the offensive zone, gets down on the right side, and then puts it right back on the point. And it's Dougie trailing. You can see it as it unfolds here on the replay.
Play. And
setting up perfectly.
And you can see exactly where Timo wanted to go. He saw Dougie streaking down through the slot. Yep. That one-time shot is always, I shouldn't say always, is going to beat goaltenders, even the best, which Sorokin is.
I always said Sorokin's a really overrated
goaltender. Adam, this goes back to what I was just talking about on the first power play unit. Timo Meyer did something very different than Luke Hughes did. This Islanders team, this penalty kill, this defensive core is very, very knowledgeable with a very good hockey IQ. That's never going to be successful, in my opinion, what Luke Hughes was doing, trying to be the quarterback of that power play, doing the same thing over and over. What Timo did, he was doing something very different than the first power play unit did. Big hit right there you see on Curtis Lazar. But that's what I want to see, and Luke Hughes is going to learn on the fly. I love the way he's playing. I love the way he's skating on the blue line tonight too. I don't want to take that out. But he's going to get better and better on the power play.
I mean, yeah, and I'll just push back on it. The very positive play from Timo Meier doesn't need to be. Nice job there. Yeah, holding it as 23.4. I thought it was even less than that. I thought it was under 5.
We're getting a lot of people hitting us up on social media. We'll respond to some of that after we go to our little break within the intermission. We'll give you guys a little break here. We won't be gone for the whole intermission.
Yeah.
Right?
No. We're gonna we'll take the first couple minutes here of the intermission. Come back in, talk about the stats, check in on others. We're broadcasting out to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitter as well. So we'll go ahead and just kind of give a little scan, see anybody that's shouting out their questions, comments, or maybe just adoring adoration for me. Maybe not for Dan. Maybe just for me.
The Devils have been the better team in the first period. I can confidently say that. The problem is just going to be the consistency of these power play units. I think it's going to be fine. I think we're going to get there. But you want to feed off exactly what's going on. Looks like a penalty here on the Islanders.
That would be nice to bleed that over.
See what we got here. I actually did not see that power play. I don't know if you saw it in real time, Adam.
No. I will just while we wait to see the replay of what the penalty was. I'll just go back to it again. And this is
looks like Cizikas is going off. Excuse me.
This is what my role is. My role is to stop Danny from bashing players who are giving you good hockey. Let's get a look here on the face-off.
Oh no, I don't want to tell you that. Another cross-check, man.
So they have two times in a row. I'm going to talk about a veteran team in the Islanders. It just seems like careless penalties.
If you don't call that against Siegenthaler when Hischier was hit, that retaliatory penalty, you don't call that on Cizikas.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Since you did call that penalty in the beginning of the game, you have to call that. And listen, I'm fine. We always talk about this. I'm fine with the NHL and refs doing that. If they're going to call the game consistently, that's fine with me. It just has to be consistent.
What up, King Kinks? We will be saying hey to everybody in here and getting back in on the conversation as the first period comes to a close. Devils 1-1. They get a power play goal there on the stick of Dougie Hamilton. They're on the power play going in to the second period as well. I'll get back into defending Luke Hughes and telling Danny to calm down when he's talking about the young man.
Don't mix my words.
We'll be back. I don't have to mix him up at all. The guy's not a good defender. He doesn't track back well. He's not good enough on the point. He shouldn't be running the power play.
Hold on, you can't go to commercial
We will be back talking about this over the intermission in just a minute. Thank you for joining us on the Hockey Podcast Network. DPL Devils Puck Luck host Adam Armbrecht, Danny McDonough, taking you all the way through on a Friday night special.
Yeah, it was more Ball's fault. I mentioned Bryce Salvador with a great breakdown as a former defender right there.
All right, back in here during the intermission, some good breakdowns in between here, just talking about those defensive assignments. We said, is Jack Hughes not coming back there enough? Marino and Ball, more specifically, they get lost on that first goal there for the Islanders.
Yeah, no, that wasn't Jack Hughes' fault there. It's Bryce Salvador had a great analysis of the play as a former defender himself, obviously. Initially, I thought that was more Marino's fault, basically.
Would you listen more to Bryce Salvador, or like if Bryce and I are side by side, we're breaking down a play, and you can go into one booth or the other. You probably come to mind, right? Anyway,
moving on. Bryce made a great point. Tyler Toffoli stepping up, getting the offensive guy coming into the zone. I think it was Nelson there. I don't know. Sorry, we're watching the replay here. But the point being is he made a great point. Tyler Toffoli was getting the guy with the puck. Ball stepped up to challenge him when he didn't need to, when all he needed to do was move toward the middle of the ice a little bit more. Spacing became an issue for Marino and Ball there. I first thought Marino should have spread out a little bit more. And Ball should have had the center of the ice like he did, but I think that Marino saw that Ball was committed.
Right, Ball should have been deeper already.
Right, that Ball's already committed to the guy closer to the boards, so that's spacing. Listen, those things are going to happen. We looked at the goal too. You know, we said Schmid maybe should have had it. It's not a horrible goal. Listen, it was a really good shot. You know, I'm not gonna go crazy on that with Schmid.
No, 7 saves in the game for him so far as well.
Yeah, 14 shots to 8. Devils are out shooting him.
Saves. Yeah. For Sorokin.
Listen, the Devils 5-on-5, in my opinion, outplayed them. You know, I think that the Devils are a better 5-on-5 team. You see it on the ice. They just need to continue it. They need to continue with their physicality. We have the more star power on our team. You know, so it's just a matter of playing our game, being consistent, and peppering the puck on Sorokin, because he's absolutely incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah,
he's
incredible. It's been great. I think like midway through that first period is when it felt like the Devils were starting to be the better team on the ice. That's not a knock on the first 10 to 12 or so, where it just felt like they're going back and forth here, right? Physical plays there from the Islanders, trying to respond a little bit. And we talked about this before. The Devils, again, don't buy into those physical moments, because it's actually like 9 times out of 10, if you're going to take 2 players off the ice, one from each side, it's going to hurt the Devils more in this game than it's going to hurt the Islanders typically, because you're going to take off of one of your better players. Or when you talk about some of the defensemen that are going to stick up for their guys, you can take Siegenthaler off the ice. That's going to create more of a pocket for the Devils.
Can I talk to you about something real quick?
Sure.
I just want to talk to you about something, and I want everybody to hear this.
Oh, you're on the air.
I want to apologize for being so critical of Luke Hughes.
That's right.
You know, I want to apologize.
I laid into him.
You know what it is? You know what it is? And I've really been thinking about it. I want him to succeed so bad, and I want him to be up there with Rookie of the Year. I think this kid is going to be absolutely incredible. And you're
like an absentee father.
You know, you
go out to work all day long, you come home, you just scribble all over the kid's hard effort on the drawing, and you say not good enough.
There's more players that you look at because you want to see how their game is going to develop. This kid's 19. He's a kid, man. He's so young
and good.
I want to see more from him from the power play, and I think he's learning the system. You know, I want to see him do similarly what Timo did on that entry. You know, and kind of mix it up.
But
I want to say, Luke Hughes and Brendan Smith, best game so far in their 4 games.
Yeah, but listen,
so far, first period,
3 games and a period through. Brendan Smith has played incredibly consistently. One of the funny things is I think we've seen early on is. In this season, Danny, like you are more willing to be critical on the young players around where you think their game can go. You're also more willing to be defensive of players like Smith, just in terms of like, hey, one, he's on the final pairing on the defensive line. Like there has to be an expectation level here. And he's played pretty consistently for what you ask of him. Just on the power play stuff too. I will say, I think it is the reason why I think it's somewhat humorous and also informative is like Timo Meier, a veteran. Well, you got to learn that. Like you need, like when you're Timo Meier, you are watching. Okay, I saw Luke. He went through the center of the ice a couple times, tried to cycle back to get everyone coming up together. That means I may have a real chance here to take this thing and go.
I think it's twofold. I think it's twofold in the sense that we know.
Hit the button. Hold on. Hit that button in a sense. So if I see Luke Hughes on the power play, go to that same play a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. Then I'll get to a place where I say, hey, buddy, you got to figure this out a little bit. But there's just got to be a world where when he's just trying to set the power play
No,
up,
I know.
that you give him that little bit of grace around
Well, that's
a
what
little
we got to
cycle
do.
and a pass back.
We got to analyze. I'm analyzing it, man. I'm breaking it down. And I have been tough on Luke Hughes. Here's the reason why. He is 20 times more talented with the puck than Brandon Smith will be. And Brandon Smith would probably tell you that himself, that he knows that. But we know what Brandon Smith is, right? Yeah. Brandon Smith has made some bonehead plays in 3 games. You know, he took that stupid penalty in the second game, and he had a bad break with the puck bouncing over his stick on that second goal against the Panthers, I believe. And he was a little out of position.
Trivia question. How many shots on goal did Dougie Hamilton have in the first period of tonight's game?
Oh, he had at least 4 or 5. He was shooting the puck, man.
Care of Amanda Stein obviously covers the Devils. Excellent. 6 shots in that first period. So everybody else do it like Dougie. Like, just watch what Doug Hamilton does. And by the way, the reason why I think he has so many of these opportunities is the gravity of these other players and how you have to respect the Jack Hughes and other guys that are on the ice. But Dougie Hamilton all season long so far, and they have the one I would point out, the best offensive thing that I've seen early in this season is the way anybody and Dougie Hamilton have worked well together.
Sure.
He has consistently drifted into that pocket there, waited for everything to sag back. And when the puck has come to him, it's been, I'm putting this thing on net, whether it's for myself or for somebody else. So, we've talked about how they've been sluggish to start the season, certainly, but he's been a consistent bright spot for them and for a team and players that have struggled to just let it rip.
I wonder, we're obviously not in the locker room, so we have no idea. I wonder if, like, Dougie Hamilton is in the ear of Luke Hughes, because Luke Hughes will have some of that offensive ability, obviously. Like Dougie Hamilton.
He's talking smack?
But no, yeah. But that he's almost like taking him under shots. Like, he's almost taking him under his wing, in a way. Or is it just, all the veteran guys are talking to him more? Because Luke Hughes has the potential to be like a Dougie Hamilton. We talked about this in the preseason. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to his offensive ability. Or is Luke Hughes, like we spoke about, like some of the earlier mistakes in the first 3 games that him and all the Devils made, is, he's just more worried about his defense, and he's trying to get it from all angles. I wonder, it's something to consider.
I think the difference for me is, and something that Luke can grow with as well, in terms of those opportunities to take those shots. I just look at it a little bit at, like, Luke Hughes is far more talented with the puck on his stick than Dougie Hamilton in the grand scheme of things. Like, I would look at it as being,
I'm not gonna say that yet.
I'm saying in totality, like, at the end of the day, when you think about Luke Hughes, 2, 3, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to think about how he creates with the puck on his stick. I am not going to think about Dougie Hamilton as a guy who is going to be the creative on puck handler. You know what I mean? So when
you're talking in a
model of play,
more broad. Luke Hughes
just model
stick
of play.
handling was.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I would like Luke to take from Dougie, again, but I also want Timo to take this from him. It's like when everyone talked about Jesper Bratt not pulling the trigger early, and then all of a sudden you turn around and he pulls the trigger and he gets the goals. I would like Dougie to inspire Luke to say, hey, especially on the power plays, by the way, I'll put it this way. I want Luke to look more like Jack on the power plays. Get into the zone, find your pocket, and then make your decision. Is it a pass down low?
Fine.
Is it going to be taking your own shot? That, to that extent, regardless of how he was entering the zone and your critique of that, which is fair. I'm just busting Danny's chops. It's more about, I think that you have more in your offensive game right now that can dictate more tempo and pace at the defense. And that's what you should be doing more of. Less about, I'm going to get things set up here first, penetrate, draw the attention, drop it off to your brother, and all of a sudden we create that tandem, which we talked about in camp.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. It was very well put. To me, one thing I'm going to look at going into the second period, jumping back into the game, is power play. Coming into the second period is important, but more so,
including, this is their third power play.
This is the third power play.
So they're including that in the breakdown there. 1 for 3 so far. They can be 2 for 3 on the power play if they lock this up here.
No, they're still 1 for 2 until this power play is complete. But there was 3 penalties taken by the Islanders in the first period.
They showed
tomato
on the stats. 1 for 3. That's how they displayed it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, all right. You did great.
10-9 in faceoffs for the Devils in that first period as well, which is important for them to have some of that consistency there.
I think it was the Islanders, no? Let's look here.
Nope.
Yeah, 10-9 Islanders faceoffs one, which is even anyway. It doesn't matter there.
I'm going to tell you right now, I got to talk to the Devils graphics. It was up on the screen. And what, 14-8
The 14-8 we got in shots. 7-2 in hits. I want to see the Devils be a little bit more physical as we're about to drop the puck here in the second period. Keys to a successful second period, Adam. Hit me.
Score on this power play.
Yeah.
For starters. I think getting the second goal, whether it is on this power play or not, get the next goal here, because that is what we have not seen the Devils be able to do this season very much. Play from ahead. I think that's how you start to dictate that tempo. You can be more defensively sound, and then you get those pressures, those odd man rushes, and a chance to open this thing up a little bit.
Yeah. Keys for me is
how about you? I'll throw it back to you.
Keys for me is if the Devils have over 34 shots in this game, they will win this game. They got to keep shooting the puck. They have to be consistent throwing the puck at the net. Don't get frustrated. Sorokin is going to make more saves here. You know it's going to happen as Luke Hughes has the puck here on the first power play. Toffoli hands it back over. Here we go. Entering the zone. Come on, Tyler. He scores!
That was
Tyler
way
Toffoli,
easier.
baby.
I think you just do that for going forward, right?
Oh,
just more
man.
scoring.
What a shot.
Very quick. Who entered the zone there with the puck?
Was that Brad? I don't know if Brad handed it off. We're gonna see in a second.
I think it was Brad, and then the
it
drop
was
off
Brad,
was. Yeah. So Brad will get the assist on this one. We'll pick up a fantasy point just in case you guys are concerned.
There we go.
But a great job.
No, it was Jack.
Him.
It was Jack.
No, okay.
Yeah, so it was Brad. Brad came in, gave it to Jack, and then Tyler with the unbelievable shot.
I told you, Sorokin is just overrated, man.
Yeah.
No, and right here too, it's actually unfortunately there for Sorokin, gets blocked, gets screened a little bit by his defenseman. So he doesn't even know that thing's going to be on top shelf far post. And by the way, even if he saw it all the way, I don't think you're stopping that one. That was perfect from Tyler.
Oh, what a shot. Tyler Toffoli getting on the board for the New Jersey Devils' first goal of the year. You love to see it.
Have you noticed how when you say something, it's like it's a jinx, but when I say it, it happened. Like I said, score on the power play.
Say something great right now, man.
Yeah, I expect an Islander to get laid out here in the next 2 minutes on a nice, on a nice little bit of work here. Maybe Timo showing some muscle behind the net in the offensive zone, forcing a turnover.
A ball with a little bit of trouble there in his defensive zone.
Oh, he tried on. That was almost it. I almost had the layout.
Timo was going for a big open ice hit right there.
I'm telling you, guys. I'm clairvoyant. One thing to keep an eye on here, too, in the second period for me, nice little – I don't mind that at all,
Timo,
forcing Sorokin to hold that puck. One thing to keep an eye on, this happened in the last game as well. As things progressed, I thought that the neutral zone became much sloppier both ways, but the Devils started to get a little bit looser with the puck. Like, as you feel yourself, God, that's such a good shot. As you're feeling yourself, though, don't get careless in those key moments, because that's what created some of those odd man rushes when that was it 2 games ago, that completely chaotic second period where there were 7 penalties, just total mayhem had broken out there. But I think the Devils sometimes, I would say it's like you want them to unleash it, you want them to go for it, but they do need to play smart hockey there. And here's a turnover by Palat. Positively forcing the turnover, excuse me. And Sorokin will hold that
play by Palat there. Listen, this Nico line has played really well too. You're seeing Palat jump into the play a little bit more here. You love to see it from Tyler Toffoli. This guy, he led, he had a career year last year for the Flames. I don't know if he's going to get 34 goals this year. I think he's going to be up in the 20, high 20s. We talked about maybe 30. Still going to be an incredible year. He has so many great complementary pieces. And Tyler Toffoli is a guy that I hope can mentor someone like Alexander Holtz. We talk about, maybe guys in the locker room mentoring these young players. He has that.
Didn't like the Dougie Hamilton to Luke Hughes connection that you were trying to make before, but I like the Tyler Toffoli to Alexander Holtz.
Nice save there by Schmidt on Cizikas coming down the wing.
Up over the glass.
Yeah. It's funny too, because what happened?
Oh, you said it was funny. I apologize.
You think well, I was going to ask you, what defensive pairing has stuck out to you in the best way tonight? What defensive pairing have you been a little nervous about? I could go with me first, just to see if you agree. Ball has been a little bit sloppy on the boards. This is probably, to me, his
weaker game.
Yeah, no, he's still playing fine, but to me, he's had some iffy moments. He's still great, man. Yeah, Ball has completely replaced Graves. I think he's Smith dropping his stick there. If he took a penalty, oh boy, Smith out of position. Listen, that is Smith. Now I understand what Devils fans are saying on a goal right there. Smith, if you're going to take a penalty there, dude, and you're going to drop your stick on what you thought was a hooking penalty, skate, man. Skate.
At least complete the penalty.
Keep skating. What are you doing? See, this is the stuff that
I'm gonna list. I'm gonna list the Brendan Smith pairing as being one of the concerning defensive ones.
You see right here. Come on, Luke. Luke, you gotta hit that up the boards, man. You gotta hit the right to Kyle Palmieri, right to Nelson, right in front.
See, that's a good example for me on that turnover there. And he goes 5-hole on Schmid. That's an example for Luke where this is where his offensive mindset is taking over what he should be the defense, because Jack's ahead of him there, and he just wants to feed it up to him, let him go. Like, we're gonna break out here, but play smart, play sound. You got to clear the zone before you make that kind of pass.
And when you look at that replay, that's a penalty that go over. Is that a penalty? Delay a game, or did it hit the glass? We're gonna find out. Islanders just cleared the puck.
By the way,
not sure if it.
You're getting
excited, man.
You're getting a taste of Danny.
See, I want to see this here. So here we're looking at the replay. He thought it was a penalty. Luke, Luke, man. So that's way more Luke's fault right there than Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith, I don't know what you're doing, but Luke.
You can let this game breathe for a second if you want.
Yeah, Adam, go ahead and talk. I'm gonna take.
There's a little bit of I feel a little bit of manic energy coming out the other side of the couch right now. That one goes up over the glass. They're taking a look at it. So yeah, they do give the penalty on that there. So Devils will go back on the power play here. This is, I'll say that this is exactly what feeds into it. So I just mentioned there, now it wasn't neutral zone, but it was, again, as you're opening things up, you get the second goal, you're leading here. You don't have to chase the third goal yet. You can allow the pressure to build there. So whether it was Brendan Smith who needs to play smart or Luke Hughes there, it's like, just be smart here. You've got the lead. Let the next opportunity come to you. I think this team needs to settle into that offensive confidence with more consistency as they are knocking on the door here on the power play, which we'll dive into here with $1:40 left to go.
Nice shot from the slot with Jack. Good containment of the puck in the offensive zone here. Good movement of the puck. Come on, Luke. I want Luke to rip one and just score a goal right now so bad. You have no idea. Like right here. Give it to Luke. Shoot. He's not gonna do it. I know, but for the kid's psyche, I really want him to score a goal, like really bad.
There you go. There you go, Luke. That's what I was gonna say. That's what you wanted, was let him step up just a little bit more there and get that rip. Not that previous pass there. This is excellent. Sorokin,
I apologize for yelling.
I think is by the way, these mics are hot. You know what I mean? These mics are live here. I think that for Sorokin, you saw his expression there. He's not thrilled with the idea that puck made it all the way through. What a rip, though.
Oh,
dude.
man. See his shot, man.
Look at
this. This is exactly what he needed for his psyche, making a tough play, turning the puck over.
Strikingly similar to a Dougie Hamilton special, right? So you know what I mean? That influence of wanting to rip that thing off the point.
This kid, when he gets his confidence, defensively, and he's going to have his mistakes. We know that. Excuse me, defensively. But, man, his shot is unbelievable.
We are exploding in our fantasy league right now.
Of course, we have to take most Devils. I mean,
yeah. And listen, if you guys want a little inside hockey here, I had to restrain myself from taking Luke Hughes far too early. I had to trust the numbers. But by the way, I missed out on Tyler Toffoli because of that as well.
Yeah.
So there were, some concessions were made here around how I want to construct this team.
Nice outlet pass, by the way, from Holtz right there. You love to see it with him up the boards. Lazar with a nice power move to the net.
We may have to think about moving our mics just back a little bit for ourselves.
Holtz just ridden into the board. Another big hit. So listen, the Devils have had, I think 5 power plays now. Excuse me if I'm wrong. 4 power plays. Excuse me.
And now converted on 3.
Sorokin with a big save. So the Devils have the momentum right now. It's the next penalty is probably going to be on the Devils just to kind of even the power plays here. It's just going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not jinxing anything, but the Devils Devils have to be more conscious of being any kind of retaliatory. You see the Islanders throwing their bodies big, against the Devils on the boards. They're going to have some big hits right now. I love that from the coaching staff, by the way, talking to Luke.
Yeah, listen, I think opening this game up like this is fine. You'd prefer not to be giving up goals, not making the defensive mistakes, but this is playing into the Devils. This is playing into their style of play. Mm-hmm. To your point, this is what happens. We've seen this happen last year as well. When the Devils really get cooking offensively, teams start getting more physical. They start getting irritated, and you just need to play smart hockey and let the power plays come to you and keep punishing them where? On the scoreboard.
Absolutely.
Keep punishing them on the scoreboard.
Nice back check there by Marino coming back. Come on, Nico. Nico's a guy you want to see get on. Oh man, Nico just took an awkward fall right there.
Trying to dip his shoulder and lost the skate.
Who was that? Was that ball that it looked like ball just like fell on the puck? I don't even know what happened there. Did he trip over the puck?
We'll find out.
It looks like an icing on the Devils here. Yeah, Nico's a guy to me. 20 shots to 10, by the way. Devils dominating, doubling up the Islanders in shots, which is what you want to do, obviously, against Sorokin.
6-2 in this period.
Yeah, another big hit right there. Is it me or just like, does every opposing team just brutalize Nico on the boards?
He's not a big guy. He has some speed, but
he's
oftentimes
a strong dude, though.
But you know why I think he gets hit like that too? And I've seen this over the last few games because oftentimes it is that the entry into the offensive zone. He's playing by himself.
Little rough stuff there. Nelson pushing Jack Hughes and Marino getting in. Yeah, and I love how Ball steps in right there too. Yeah. Ball's just probably like, dude, really want to do this? Really?
But it's like often Nico is the lone man there.
Right.
So his opportunities are going to be dipping that shoulder, getting around the backside of the net, and then looking for his teammates. But it feels like early in this season, I've seen that be identified, and they have drilled him into those boards time and time again. I mean, credit to him for going back in there, but
it looks like Nico is going to continue to be the player we know he is. He might not be as high up points at the end of the year, because of the talent that's on this team in general. I think he's still going to get a lot of points, but he can afford to have less points he did last year if you're getting the offensive production from a plethora of other players on the top three lines,
Offensive zone win here for the Islanders, but cleaned up there ultimately and cleared out to the neutral zone.
See, I don't mind that clearance from Luke Hughes. You obviously want to see it tape to tape, through the neutral zone, but right there, he was smarter. He was harder on the boards with that pass to get it out. Here comes Luke Hughes into the offensive zone.
Nice little cross ice from Bastian.
Oh, Luke Hughes driving the net too. Luke's got that offensive. He's ready to go, man. He's got that offensive confidence right now. You can see it.
That's I say. I'll go back to that because there's a good clearance from, like you said, on that last possession. The one prior with the turnover. Again, it's like it's the same intention, but you have the space on the second opportunity, right? Like it's there for you. So I think that's just the heads up hockey, right? Identify the play, make the play. Don't assume that play is coming. And frankly, I'll acknowledge it. You mentioned back on that initial power play with him. Oh, the construct is for me to come up, loop back, reset the play, and then get us into the offensive zone. Head up hockey, read where the defense is. Maybe you can just bring that puck across yourself.
Better play there by Luke, getting it up the boards to clear it out of the zone. Nice touch pass right there, too.
Couldn't quite get the offensive zone there. Going the other way now.
Changing. Nice recovery there by Brendan Smith, not jumping off for a line change right there, too. Oh, someone
cover. Come on now. Did not get it covered there.
Brendan Smith is exhausted right now at the end of his shift, too. He needs to get off. He's getting off. Come on, Toffoli. I don't know. It's all right.
Little flick of the wrist there. Little touch. Flick of the wrist.
You got Jack back on defense. Dougie Hamilton stepped up.
Yeah. This one's opened up. This game is opened up.
Yeah, it's opened up a lot. This is not the game the Islanders want to get into with the Devils because the Devils will. Yeah, the Devil. Here we go.
Although I will say, I was just about to say, man, the spacing there inside of their defensive zone was atrocious. I counted 4 Devils on the left side of the ice.
So what happened there is the Devils got caught watching the puck. They got a little bit late on their line change, and it looks like they were really lazy setting up the puck there. Horvath with the goal. Yeah. I want to see who's on the other side of the ice there. Yeah, you want to see who's the other defender there. Was it Siegs that came on, or was Brendan Smith still on? So Siegs is there. Why is Timo?
I'm saying Timo is drifting across from the right to left there. There's nobody else over there. Siegenthaler comes out away from the net.
So again, this goes back to now that he's playing right wing. It's you got to be smarter with your defensive positioning down in your defensive zone, especially on a late change defensively like that. Brendan Smith was gassed. You saw it. I don't want to see games like that. This is what we talked about at the beginning of the season, too. I really want to see the Devils tighten up defensively, especially.
Oh, actually, I don't mind this. I'd rather it be open like this, at least because the offense can get its confidence. We always know that the defense is going to be this thing we come back to. It will be interesting to me to see how this period plays out as we're now up to 3 goals in the period. And
nice takeaway by Holtz right there.
Hold on now.
Oh, what a move! Oh, Alexander Holtz, your best move of the year. You can see some of the talent from Alex Holtz right there. Oh man. It's tough because I really feel and I really believe that the Devils have been the better team 5-on-5, but the mistakes that the Devils have taken, the Islanders have completely taken advantage of.
Veteran team, more experienced team, taking advantage of mistakes. Devils, more offensively driven team, going to be a little bit looser at times. Let's step away from here for just 1 second. We'll be right back in here, continuing the coverage, and we'll break down where we think this game is right now and what we want to see over the next 14 minutes. The second, we're 6-7 minutes into the second period here.
Yeah,
Goals
we got 13.
galore.
Yeah, 13 minutes left in the period.
Right back in just 90 seconds. Danny just admitting as we come back into the coverage that he's a liar.
I don't know why I thought the Devils were on a power play.
Neither do I. It was a weird.
I didn't see the. I didn't see the.
We're gonna
second defenseman right there for the Islanders.
We're just gonna check Dan's temperature, make sure he's feeling all right, and get back into
some exciting hockey. You know, this is like I said. I don't think any of the coaching staffs are going to want to see an open game like this. They're going to want to see it tightened up in the defensive and neutral zone.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just happy. Well. You can sort of say it. They did get that little backhander for Hischier. Would have liked that for Nico. I'm fine. Like I like it being more opened up. They got the goal in the first. They had the power play, came right out and executed on that. So now I'm just seeing like offensively, I'm seeing the Devils put together 1 and 2, right? And we want 3 full periods of consistency. Yeah. Defensively, there's going to be things we'll talk about. And I guess ultimately, if the Devils go on to win this game, I'll be able to look on those more favorably and more, sure. With a little bit more of patience. But I my frustration might rise if we start talking about the Islanders rising up 4 or 5, 6 goals in this game. The over-under on this one coming in, I think over on FanDuel was 3.5 goals for the Devils. They might get there.
Yeah, I think they will. I think the Devils can put up 6 if they've been playing the way they're playing, But they got to be consistent with it offensively. And obviously, like we're continuing to talk about it, it's the Islanders are that veteran team like you're alluding to, and they're going to take advantage of those mistakes, in the defensive zone. And
13 shots. Yeah. 3 goals on 13 shots for them right now. Right.
And you can make the argument that maybe Schmidt should have had one of them. You could sit here and say that. I get it.
But I think positionally, the other 2 goals were on the defense and where they were, right? We talked about Ball the first time.
Right.
Second time there, I don't think we got to cover it just officially. Timo, Siegenthaler goes out to meet that puck, and Timo's getting over, but I wouldn't say they were doing it with authority. Caught with 4 other players on the wrong side of the ice.
And I think that's going to be talked about, by the coaching staff in between periods. Yeah. It's, and Timo's on the right side now. This is his first game in that role because he's used to that position. But I don't know if there was a mix-up with just communication on the ice. It's hard to know, but clearly someone missed a guy. So there's that, because Horvath would not have been that wide open.
And there was a secondary pass that was wide open as well. So it was,
Sorokin with a save right there. It was a juicy rebound too.
Devils up to 26, 27 shots on goal here. So I again, you like that too. Just really taking your opportunities. Yeah. But
Timo got hit up high right there.
I don't think it's going to be a penalty. I don't think it's as aggressive as that. I think his stick gets caught in between Timo's strap, and that's why Timo ends up going down there. But
yeah, it's on Matt's Martin there. Yeah, Martin's going off.
Timo no, it's a penalty for sure. But I think that's why he ends up going down, because he couldn't get his stick out. I'll take a look at
Is he really taking Timo off right now?
Well, we'll find out here. They could have. Well,
Oh, I see what's going on. They're jawing back and forth clearly.
Yep. I thought it was a stick that got caught there, but it's oof.
He called roughing?
He put the stick across his neck. I was wrong. I thought
that's not a penalty on Timo right there.
He just caught a stick across the throat there, basically, from Martin. Oof.
Oh, come on, man. Like, yeah. Listen, we always talk about.
Oh, because he. Huh.
Yeah, that's a little strange right there. I don't understand that. I don't know what the refs are looking at there. I don't know if they thought that Timo dropped his shoulder after the whistle into Martin, and they thought that merited a roughing penalty because it was after the play. But that's come on.
Hey, we move 4-on-4 here. Should be advantage Devils if they can get themselves set up with the puck on the stick of Jesper, gaining the
nice
offensive zone, circling back, finding Dougie.
Oh man, he is so good, Jack Hughes. Don't love that. Don't love that.
Danny, king of the jinx, compliments Jack Hughes, and immediately a turnover that goes the other way. Nothing really comes of it though for the Islanders. I don't love that one either there too. Trying to go the length there.
Don't get out of position here, Dougie. Oh man, Barzal. Oof.
Oh, that thing trickled up over. Look, it was gonna
do not chase the puck right now. They're chasing the puck a little bit again in defensive zone.
Nice job.
So
hold that puck there.
How good is Barzal? Like how good is watching Barzal play?
Great, you know what? It's like when we talk about our best,
he's a good player.
Stick on the puck, puck on the stick, I should say. This right here, what a great job by him to drag, and then goes in between his own legs to set himself up here. And this shot goes up off the stick of Schmid, and it's Siegenthaler there just to make sure. It looked like it was going to go wide ultimately.
Yeah, good defensive awareness just to even swat that puck just to get it out of the blue.
He mostly whiffs on it there.
A little bit, a little bit.
There you go, Plot. Nice little dump off pass.
This is what
Hughes, Marino, Palat, and Heischer out there now.
It's getting a little more defensive with Marino, with Luke Hughes. I like on the 4-on-4. Spread out a little, boys. Spread out a little bit.
It's all three players meet the puck in the corner. But now the stick of Luke Hughes. Wow, I gotta tell you, man. I'll just highlight, as you know, I'm always gonna trend positive. Some of the ice vision from Luke Hughes is impressive on those passes. Now they can also be broken up and intercepted, so they are risky ones.
But again, we talk about that is have the hockey IQ to use your offensive skill.
Yeah,
and you see how he skated back there on the 4-on-4. Yep. He was aware that Palat was going to get that puck taken away from him, and he came back at the right time defensively. Man.
Oh, Luke's trying to do work here.
That's Jesper with the puck.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought.
Yeah, no, Jack's following him right there too. Oh no, that's Ball. Excuse me. We got a little confused there because that looked like a Jack Hughes move.
I saw the three. I saw the move.
There's Jack right there. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Skate, yeah. Dougie.
He's good.
Puck out of play. So I mean,
8:43. Not 8 minutes, we'll say.
You look at it. It's hard for me to be upset with the way the Devils are playing. It's just a matter of cleaning up some simple mistakes that I think are very rectifiable. I think some of those plays, obviously the Devils know right away, what they need to clean up. And now it's moving forward is really cleaning up the neutral zone and just making sure that you're on your assignments defensively.
Let's be real here. Be on your assignments defensively. The Devils are still winning this game 3-1. If there's not a lot that you would look over at the Islanders side just objectively and say, oh, if only for these little moments. No, they were outplayed on those possessions, outplayed on the power plays when the Devils put the puck in the net. I think that's your point is like, if the Devils play cleaner, then we're going to have an opportunity here as the TV starts screaming at us in the background.
I don't know. For whatever reason, the commercials are a little louder. Agreed. Yeah, that is my point.
The mistakes are what's keeping this game closer than maybe it should be. But
and we're seeing the Horvats and the Barzals. They're going to make the plays. We haven't heard. You haven't heard too many of our. How am I going to put this? So my big thing is like Barzal, Horvat is getting bodies on them, right? We haven't heard like the balls hitting a Barzal in the corner. We haven't heard, Lazar tying up, Barzal on the boards. I want to see a little more of that. I want to see our gritty guys, our physical guys really tie up the Islanders star players on the boards and really just make sure that you're on your man. It's really what it comes down to. And you're absolutely right. It would be 3-1, maybe 3-2.
Yeah, but
it's
just there's
but
not
the
a lot
Devils
you
would
would
have
take
this
away
lead.
from the Devils offensively. There are moments when they could have cleaned things up to keep the Islanders down in this game, especially when you get that power play goal early, you give it right back immediately. Those are the moments when you want to see 5, 3, 4 shifts of consistent hockey that really starts to frustrate what the Islanders want to be doing here. Still even money on who to take in this game over on the betting sites. But Vinny March, good to see you, man. Let's go Devils. Heischer jersey on down in AC.
Let's go.
Put it all on 13 and let it ride. And 2 shots on goal from Sunman Ave. So I'm guessing I'd like to know you need 2 shots on goal from Jesper Bratt. Is there we got an over under here you're rocking? Shots on goal, I could see it.
He's probably got some crazy parlay. It's gonna happen.
Right, yeah.
We'll talk about it next game too on Tuesday. We have to we haven't give player props yet. We haven't done player props yet for the Devils.
I think they've played well.
But we got to do that a little bit more. We did that last year, remember? We did that
yeah, we'll set them up. I think we'll do things like that, especially. Listen, we'll take a little bit of a greedy moment here before the puck gets going again to remind you guys, Devils Puck Luck, we're obviously coming to you on the Hockey Podcast Network. Get over on the YouTube channel, get over on the podcast feed. We really appreciate all the support and things like that. We're going to go ahead and set up weeks, and look at who's going to be the biggest point getter over the next 3-4 games in the course of the season. Where do we like to hit categories? All that kind of good stuff. So, listen, if you're enjoying this, you can get more of this. You can get this throughout the course of your week. And we appreciate just being able to chop it up with Devils fans across New Jersey, across New York, across the nation, across the world.
All hockey fans too. If you're an Islander fan, or if you're a fan of other teams coming in and your team's off, maybe, or we appreciate you guys coming in.
We're respectful. We're respectful hockey guys.
We got 2 guys down in front of the net there. I didn't see who it was in front of the net.
Call a little puck there as Luke cycles back, and now we'll drop it across the ice and get it going here on the stick of Smith.
Cloud's winning some faceoffs. We see here.
Whoever went down, they both got up.
Yeah, they're
good. they made it back off there. We'll find out if we catch a replay here at some moment. Little neutral zone hockey right now being won by the Devils. So
here's where we want the Devils to be consistent with their forecheck, right? Getting in there with team, and that's all right. We got the puck now. So, but again, it's just putting the pressure on the Islanders in their defensive zone and then maintaining puck possession, which we got now.
Sorry,
Tyler Toffoli streaking down the wing.
I yelled it.
Looking
right
for a pass.
Nice play. For Lukey there. And you got Toffoli out there. Sorry.
So it's still open hockey, I know it's very exciting for NHL fans in general, but it's a little nerve-wracking when you see some of the open hockey without those defensive-minded plays, being on the top of the list of great plays in a game. It's awesome to see goals, obviously, but I still want to see
I like this.
Yeah, I know you do.
This is well. Again, if the Devils had to play 82 games like this game, they would win most of those. So, from a Devils-centric perspective, they would win more often than not.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And if I had to, if I went into a 7-game series in the playoffs and they said, "Hey, do you want wide open 7 games or do you want defensive gritty guts?" I'd say, "Give me the open ice. I'm going to trust that my superstars are going to
see." I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I think that, and we got the Siegenthaler chasing the puck down here. I'm going to disagree with you on that in playoff hockey. I think that hot goalies and hot defense are what is going to win.
How attractive a player is, how attractive a goalie is, does not factor in. They got helmets on.
But you know what I mean. Obviously, you want to see the star power and the scoring. But the Devils are a team, though, to your point, that can come back on a really good goaltender if they're down 2 goals in the playoffs in a specific game.
Just did it against the Rangers last year.
You're right. No, 100%. But again, I know it's extremely exciting. But I still want some cleaner defensive plays.
Yeah. Listen, the second period has been wide open. That's all right. You can get back. Definitely. You can tighten things up in the third here. Nice job by Heischer to absorb the blow and keep right on going into the neutral zone. Gets dumped back into the defensive end, where the Devils will try to reset things here. See that there too is just.
I'm okay with that line change. Yeah. You got to get the line off there a little gassed.
Yeah. I just like you to put it on Mercer there with a little bit more space to operate. He flicked it on, though, got it into the defensive zone. So
good communication there by Brendan Smith and Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes was chasing after the guy. Brendan Smith said he got him and basically told Luke Hughes to get the center of the ice. Good communication. You want to see that from that pairing.
And I'll again go back to that, whether or not we think that Luke with maybe Ball would be, these different changes we've talked about. But in the same way that we want Luke to develop with consistency, you don't want to mess. I mean, this is why we went back and talked about Alexander Holtz and saying, so you spent the entire camp developing with the second line and then dropped him down. Now, he actually seems to me over the course of the start of the season performed pretty well, right? I mean, we want to see a little bit more. He's had some bright moments at times. But messing with young players like that, for their consistency, it just seems like a unique thing to do. But when Lindy Ruff knows that Timo was struggling at some point, you just got to say, hey, I've got a veteran here making over $8 million a year on this roster. I need this guy to activate. Hey, that's a sloppy turnover there. I thought that would have been a little bit. They are doing a nice job here, though, holding the offensive zone.
Like that. Marino pass to himself. Nice pass to Palat.
Yeah. Hot pocket.
That was bouncing a little bit. What happened? Oh, hand pass. Okay. Keep the pressure up. We've had the better scoring opportunities.
You know what's unfortunate, man? Well, we have a little moment here. No one can see my incredible pin.
I love that pin.
See that one, man?
Look,
bring some of that swag.
My co-host got me one too.
That's right.
What a guy, man! This guy.
You guys should know too, if you're joining us for the first time, we are cousins.
We are, yeah.
So we are doing the dang thing together here. So that's why we can, although we keep it clean for the podcast, keep it clean for the feeds. But that's why I could curse Danny out if I really needed to.
Yeah. There's been times where it rips me apart. We've actually got into some really good debates that were not censored off air. About Luke Hughes.
Yeah. I think you're way out. I think you get way out of line. And I just, you keep my young superstar's mouth out your mouth.
So this is
name out your mouth.
Is that the Will Smith thing? Yeah. I see what you're doing.
I will open palm slap you on a public stage if I need to.
Brendan Smith, it's yes, he's made some mistakes. Do you think he is a bad player and cannot be our sixth defenseman? Honestly,
I don't think that he's a bad player, but I do think the reason why Colin Miller was brought in was because the Devils may look at Brendan Smith and say, you're not bad, but consistency is the thing we're safeguarding against. And I think he's, for the most part, again, played well to start this season. But the same way we talked about any of the veteran players, when Brendan Smith makes a mental lapse, everyone's going to have them. But you're going to circle it and go, now you're the veteran paired with Luke Hughes.
Yeah.
When Luke Hughes makes those mistakes, we're going to give him that latitude here. And that's what I think it comes down to. So the injury to Miller,
and I've been tough on that.
Concerned.
And I have been tough on that. And 100% know that. To that argument, too, is going back to the consistency of pairings.
Yeah.
It's why I thought Brendan Smith was going to stay in this lineup unless something was like so egregious and so terrible by Brendan Smith that he was going to come out for Miller. It's really unfortunate for Miller getting hurt, obviously, but, now say a Hataka comes up.
Oh, yeah.
Just having him in your back pocket and knowing you have him in your back pocket, it's a good thing. But I want to see Luke Hughes and Brendan Smith play together in the next minimum half dozen games.
The offensive-minded nature of a Nemec, developing the NHL, dealing with his injuries right now, that makes it a different scenario. The Hataka piece, I think, is interesting because he is a young player. He does have some injury concerns in his career, but if you can get consistent play out of him, I think that's where you do open up that conversation around how these pairings flesh themselves out.
Yeah.
Got
nice,
4 minutes.
That was also a really nice outlet by Ball and Marino coming out of the defensive zone and skating out for the Devils. Ball he's had a way better second period than he did first period, in my opinion. Just seeing him out there, he's looked way more reliable and is actually stepping up to a little bit offensively in the neutral zone.
And I think you'd agree here that the Devils, I mean, maybe you talked about this, but the back half of this second period after the flurry of goals, it has slowed down a little bit. Things have calmed down, but the Devils have been, for the most part, on the front skate here. So they're playing a little under control. They're holding it down in the offensive zone at times. They have a lazy pass here.
It's going to be nice.
But for the most part, I think that as it's settled down, it still looks like the Devils are controlling the tempo here a little bit.
Yeah, it's continue to control the play. You're exactly right. And listen, Schmid's going to have to make a really good save tonight. We're going to talk about a really good save that Schmid made if the Devils win this game. And I think it's coming.
Sorry, I'm going here. I'm just going to say, hold on. How many hits does Bastian have? I just got off of work. How you can talk to that here, but I just want to say, Sunman Ave, one more shot on goal for Brad. So something's coming in here. You don't hesitate to shout out what you convert on here if the last missing piece as the second period is winding down is one more shot on goal from Jesper Bratt.
Listen, we might not want to jinx it, though. You know what I mean? Don't tell us what you're going to win. We just want to
No, not yet. Only once it happens.
Yeah, we
Don't
just
say
gotta
anything
know.
out loud right now.
Bastion has 1 hit to answer your question tonight.
That's so you want a little bit more out of him probably. But nice job here. Nice job here.
Bastion. Speaking of Bastion, man. Oh,
one hit you're liking to have is hitting the puck into the net.
Woo.
Nice sequence there, though, from the Devils. Good job shifting it. Maybe an offsides here, so they'll get out of the zone, and switch.
Man, Sorokin is absolutely incredible. It's just...
I'll elevate it now, right? We said, it could have been 3-1, maybe 3-2 Devils. It also could be 6-3 Devils right now. It could be 5-2 Devils right now. Not a lot of scenarios where I think the Devils could be trailing in this game.
No, and go back to that save he made early on Jack Hughes, to stonewall him right in front of the net.
Well, I'll bet you a lot. I'll bet you a lot out of my wallet that Jack Hughes is like 999 times out of 1,000. I score that goal there, and he probably thinks about it as being his fault that wasn't in. Great save from Sorokin. But
you know what I do love too is seeing Hughes and Bratt.
Let's talk about Lazar here in front of the net. Sorry, real quick
nice
there.
Play.
Yeah, gave that opportunity.
Man,
that's full butterfly.
Ooh.
Oh, the top of the pad on Bastion.
He gets that puck up just a little bit more, too, and that back check, too. He gets that puck up a little bit more, but great play by Bastion. Great positioning.
Yeah.
Chris Tierney's got under the radar, too. He's done really well on the forecheck, some nice outlet passes through the neutral zone. He's played a decent game. We got the Nico line out here with Bratt and Palat.
Bruce Harper, welcome into the conversation. Do you agree that the Devils have a goaltender problem in that neither are reliable? Listen, we do that. I would say in the regular season, no. And that probably does mean it still could be a problem because it's only going to really come to fruition in the playoffs. You go back, small sample with Schmid last year, very successful between the pipes. I think we talk about Vitek. He's a great regular season goaltender. We're not going to know. We're not going to know until that moment arrives later. But we debated about should the Devils make that big move for a goaltender or not. I feel comfortable with these two guys.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think they have a problem. I think what they have a problem is just egregious defensive
right
letdowns, that are basically leaving your goalie hung out to dry. So we're only on the 4th game of the year. If you see the Devils clean up those defensive mistakes and you start seeing and we start saying like, oh, damn, hey, Vitek or Akira, they definitely should have had this one or this one, and maybe 2 goals should have been stopped in a game. Then it's a topic of conversation. Again, this goes back to me thinking 12 games is really the sample size.
Yeah, 15 to 20
15
games,
to 20 for you, But you're right. It's it gets to the point where you can be confident in that call. If the Devils are what seems to be a top 5, top 3 NHL team offensive scoring ability, and they're cleaning up defensively, but the goaltending just isn't there.
Yeah,
they might make a move at the deadline, and it's very possible.
And I was about to say too, it's like that's a big part of this, right? Is tonight's game the sample where you go, oh well, Kira Schmid hasn't looked great? No, it was the opportunities that the defense and the positioning and the responsibilities afforded those looks, and that's what I think is actually going to be the theme early in the season. Is the defense continue to be sound in front of these goaltenders, and then when those big spots come up, we want to see a Sorokin-like-esque performance time to time, but.
Again, you may be able to say one of those goals he should have stopped. That's fine. I can agree with people. You can debate on that. Yeah. But other than that, the other 2 goals, I don't think that's a little scary from Schmid, though. We don't want to see that at the end of the period. It's getting a little feisty out there with Siegenthaler and Lee.
There you go. That's going to be...
I knew the Lee factor was going to come in at the end of a period,
There it is. End of the second period here. We will, as we've been doing, step away. 3-3. It was a frenzied pace there to start. About midway through, things start to settle down a little bit. Devils look like they are the better team on the ice right now, but on the scoreboard, because of a couple of defensive lapses, we find ourselves 3-3 going to that final period. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, breaking down the stat lines, the multitude of shots that the Devils put against Sorokin, and how, frankly, there's a goaltender even giving up 3 goals standing on his head right now for the Islanders. And we're back. Remember that I remember a Seinfeld episode when they had the Merv Griffin set?
Yeah.
Kramer used to host the show. I feel kind of like that. We're going to bring out an animal wrangler later on. Intermission number 2 here, 3-3 Devils as we work our way through. You have a concerning stat regarding Timo Meier, who's been shuffled on the lines, and obviously Lindy Ruff is looking for that spark.
We know that he's over on the right wing now, so it's a little bit different look for him. He's -3, so he's been on the ice for all the Islanders' goals. We saw it pretty clearly that he missed a defensive assignment on that last goal. Looking back at the tape a little bit on the other goal too, you could see that he looks a little unsure. I'm not sure if it's because of the speed that Jack is bringing and the line change. He's just not used to the chemistry, the chem that they talk about. It could be. Well, they call it chem. They called it the chem line.
History,
but it could be. It could be that. But it's a little concerning to me. Offensively, you see that he has made a little bit of a difference tonight, especially on that power play. Assist to Dougie Hamilton. But my big concern is going to be Timo on that -3. It's really just cleaning things up defensively. We are the better offensive team. It's clear to see that the Islanders have the better goaltending.
Yep.
So it's just going to be a matter of continuing to do what we do. I said if the Devils had 34 shots or more, they would win this game. I still believe that. I think
what are we on now? 20.
I think we're going to check real quick. I think that the Islanders are going to make a big effort to clean themselves up in the defensive zone with a little bit quicker outlets through the neutral zone. The Devils are playing well when it comes to getting out of the defensive zone, minus the defensive lapses, obviously. Getting in the defensive zone, really getting the puck out quickly. They did a lot better, toward the end of that period to create more of the forechecking possibilities that they had. You saw it with Lazar and Bastian in front of the net there. Adam and I were just talking about it. But, something that I want to see more, and you and I were talking a little different opinion on this, are the hits. I want the Devils, it's 17-6. In hits through 2 periods for the Islanders. They're more physical. We know the Devils aren't an overly physical team. They never were that physical team. However, you want that physicality to lead to turnovers. You want that physicality to lead to those forechecking possibilities to clear up the puck like we saw with that fourth line on their last shift with Lazar and Bastian in front of the net.
Yeah, I thought Lazar did a great job tying up the defenseman, leaving that opportunity for excuse me, as I got a frog stuck in my throat here, for that opportunity for the goal there for Bastian. But we mentioned just one hit from Bastian so far. We talked about it last season as well. I don't know if Bastian, in theory, the model of player that he is fits on this team, but only if he's doing that thing, which is applying those hits and applying those pressures. I think I agree with you. Like, the Devils are rarely going to win the hit battle. It's just not, it's not instituted in what they are. Now, I think they need to play in space better, control the puck a little bit more in the third period. And then where they get them is on the boards in the offensive zone behind the goal. That's where you need to see a guy like Bastian. We talked about Nico in the first period getting in there with the puck on a stick, but even when you're not, right? So I think that's where you can apply some of that pressure, try to hold that offensive zone, try to get some tired shifts out there, long shifts for the Islanders as well. But it's going to come down to converting these special teams opportunities. I feel like every time as the pressure gets ratcheted up, as the physical play comes for the Islanders, that's frustration. Like, that is frustration that they're expressing. So wait for your moment and then punish them. They've been successful 50% of the power.
Are you concerned at all that the Devils, just checking here, that all their goals are from power plays? Are you concerned about the 5-on-5 hockey? Have you seen enough? I've seen enough 5-on-5. I think they're playing well 5-on-5. It's just, again, those defensive lapses that were pretty clear.
No, obviously. My 5-on-5 concerns are defensively. They're not, you know, so yes. If you want to be plain about it, yes, the 5-on-5 hockey is concerning because you're not seeing consistency with all the power play goals, which is something we wanted to see this season. That's where the Devils are, again, like I was just saying about the physicality other teams are going to bring. That's where you punish them. You punish them on the scoreboard time after time. Now, as we work our way into the midpoint of this season and the Devils are scoring a lot of power play goals and that looks great, I think at some point there will be an injury. At some point there will be a game where someone like Jack is really getting beaten up. And the question becomes, who answers that bell? It doesn't feel like this game is at that point yet. The Islanders are playing physical, but they're not playing dirty. They're not getting nasty on this stuff outside of that one little throat pluck there on Timo Meier. I think for the most part, you're still winning this game. Third period, be defensively sound, play your style. I guarantee you, if you're patient, you're going to get the first power play of the third period with a penalty on the Islanders.
I think that the NHL has been so so focused on making sure that the power plays are even.
Conspiracy theory.
I know you know how I am with the refs, but going back to that Matt Martin on Timo Meyer, little cross check.
Yeah.
I think
That's
the
the only
refs
one
just
I
saw
thought was-
him kind of put his shoulder
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
Timo, so I think that's why they called it. But I agree with everything you're saying. 5-on-5 hockey, it's just a matter of making sure you're consistent on the defensive side of the puck. It's really all it is.
And good for Luke too, getting that goal, by the way. I know we were excited in the moment, late in that moment.
I got
That's
really
something you
excited.
want to see from him offensively. And I think you'll see. It's good to watch him over the remainder of this game, the next couple of games. Do you see him playing a little bit looser? Because again, we always talk about gripping the stick a little too tight. I think that defensive play, do we know that he's a better offensive defenseman than he is defensive defenseman? Yes. But that lapse where he tries to clear it up the sideboard there and gets the turnover and leads to the goal. But you know that's not, that's to me, that is a still overthinking the moment as opposed to playing loose, playing fluid. And I think oftentimes that goal is what gets you a little bit more comfortable.
And Brendan Smith, as the veteran, when he thought he was going to be taking a hooking penalty, drops his stick, puts his hands up.
Yeah.
Know that your rookie defenseman has the puck. Your pairing has the puck. Your partner has the puck.
Yeah.
Stop complaining. Put your hands down.
Play
get
the
your
whistle.
stick.
Play to the whistle.
And let's keep playing, So, I blame both of them on that. Obviously, that was their worst shift, obviously, of the game.
Listen,
but other than that, they've played okay, Defensively, they played okay. I think a lot of the defensive mistakes are the offensive guys coming back and really back checking and defending quickly. And you see some basically crowding the net a little bit when our defensive guys should be fanning out. You saw Siegenthaler probably should have fanned out a little bit. Yeah, Siegenthaler probably should have fanned out a little bit more on that last goal where Horvat scored, to make it 3-3. So there's things to clean up. But again, exciting hockey. 3-3 going into the third period. You can't ask for more as a hockey fan. Seeing Sorokin play goal is unbelievable too. But Devils have 28 shots, so
doubled up 14 each to the first two periods. So.
I said 34 shots on goal. So if they get that 35, I do think they're going to win this game. It's just a matter of, I really do believe the Islanders are going to come out and play extremely defensive hockey in the neutral zone against the Devils this period. I think in the Islanders locker room, the coaching staff is saying they got speed. We have to slow them down in the neutral zone.
Yep.
And you're going to see them really congest it for the Devils trying to break out of the defensive zone. And for the Devils, it's simplifying your game out of the defensive zone, really being able to make those crisp passes, tape to tape, forechecking like we talked about, and let the superstars do what they do. Let Jack Hughes do what he does, skate around players, get to the slot, shoot the puck. Same with Jesper Bratt. You saw some of that razzle dazzle, some of the toe drags. I'd love to see that, man.
And the as somebody wants us to know about that particular site in the background, just in case you're hearing it. A couple of just quick notes here from you as you get back into the third period. Okay. Obviously, I've only taken a single penalty here. That's important as well, in spite of some of the mistakes. Again, if we're talking about cleaning things up incrementally, I like that you're a team that's not taking those penalties like you were over some of the previous games, like we were 2 games ago with the mayhem of that second period. You don't buy into those penalties. Continue to play your game. These are always funny stats because the 19 block shots for the Islanders. Like, just imagine how many more shots the Devils were trying,
They'd have 47 shots on goal. That's what's crazy about it.
That would be insane. Now, with only 17 shots for the Islanders, understanding this number is lower, but you just mentioned about the defense collapsing sometimes when they're spreading out. It's like they're waiting to stay congested. The Devils have just 2 block shots. That ratio is not quite where it needs to be. And it's interesting because I think it's been a little bit more open ice and then open slot opportunities. The turnover, no one's going to block that. But almost it's not knocking Brendan Smith. But the idea is, but you could have been over there to be in front of that. I think sometimes we're just seeing either too much congestion defensively or too much or congestion on the wrong side, right? Too much spacing there and just creating these really easy pockets.
It speaks to the fact that the Devils have controlled most of this play, and it's just the defensive breakdowns that are really happening that the Devils are tied 3-3. Where this game realistically could be 4 or 5-2, 5-1 because of the way Sorokin's been playing. It's 2 of those goals could have easily gone in, but it just goes to show you, if you have defensive breakdowns against veteran teams that have great hockey experience, great hockey IQ, have tasted the playoffs, they're going to play well against you, and they're going to take advantage of those defensive mishaps. So clean them up. Just continue to play our game. Like Adam was saying, you don't need to be overly physical. Just use your body to forecheck, play your game, and I think we're going to come out on top. I just hope to God there's no shootout.
By the way, highlight to Dennis here over in the conversation. Just win and don't let it go to a shootout. Yeah, exactly.
Right with you, man.
This is not where we need this thing to go here. And I will just note 11 giveaways as well through the first 2 periods for the Islanders. I think we're always, you're always going to be focusing on where the Devils can improve and where they're playing well. But let's not give all the credit in the world to the Islanders, right? Sorokin has been absolutely phenomenal, but 11 turnovers. Those are 11 opportunities for the Devils to take advantage of that. A defensive-minded team, a smart veteran team like the Islanders. You've also noticed, unlike the previous game against the Florida Panthers, there's no odd man rushes here for the Devils.
No.
There's no big breakouts, right? Like, so the fact that they've been able to get through on special teams and get these 3 goals is very good for the Devils. And again, I just keep coming back. Like, but if you don't find a way to continue to force this issue and draw another one of these penalties here, the 5-on-5 hockey right now, you'd say the Devils defensively have their concerns, and we know that the Islanders are sound right now and that Sorokin's between the pipes. Let's take 90 seconds and come right back in here as the third period tips off. Going to carry you all the way through the final 20 here on the Hockey Podcast Network, breaking down Devils, Islanders on a Friday night. Oh, baby.
Let's go.
Third period. Final frame.
Grade for me for Akira Schmidt is a C. He's done nothing to lose the game for the Devils, but he's done nothing to be a factor in a potential win. I think it goes down to another big save by Schmidt, getting a big save. I think it's important. That's not good, as he mishandles the puck a little bit there in the back end.
It was just a soft pass. It was fine.
But you know what I mean.
No.
I
might give him a C+ because when it's been there, he's made some good plays. Again, it really comes down to the 2 goals being one.
Giveaway here.
There are direct 1-to-1 lapses defensively. So I'm always going to give a little bit, but it's probably fair just to say, hey, listen, it's a C grade. We need you to be a guy that's given up closer to your 2.13 last year in 16 games.
Any concern seeing McLeod, Palat, and Bratt on this line and not Nico Hischier to start the period?
This is just classic Lindy Ruff. No, can't be, unless there's something that went on with Nico for any reason.
See him yet, but maybe it was just a shift, so
it could have been an awkward shift. And let me take a look here. Let's get inside the stats real quick. I'll be very interested to see.
Oh, nice play by Jack. Nice there.
Timo down in front. No Nico Hischier. They said on the broadcast. There you go.
So it looks like Nico is.
We may have missed that in the intermission.
Yeah,
and he won 11 out of his 18 faceoffs, a 61% there. So McLeod gets elevated, who to this point was running a 42%. 5 up, 7 down.
I'm wondering if it was on that awkward hit on the boards. It looked like he might have been banged up.
That was like first period though, right? So
second period. It was last period. Yeah. The big concern now is no Holla, no Nocek, and now no. Nico for your faceoff. So it's well,
you got Lazar, so you can slide him in if you're elevating McLeod.
And if anybody over there in the that's on the stream right now, if you've heard anything more, we're kind of have the broadcast very low behind us. We're watching the game and just kind of report back to you. If you've heard anything else, just please let us know. But we're going to look in real time with you right now. But it's just stemming the tie now. Just making sure that you pick up Nico, who seems to be a little banged up. Hopefully, it's nothing serious.
Yeah, that was Amanda who just said it. So nothing from Amanda Stein yet either. She noted someone missing from the bench.
Yeah.
Only counting 12. So we'll see what we get back from there.
Yeah, let's hope that he comes onto the bench, mid-period and it's just, getting looked at. Brad is ridiculous.
Brad trying to dance between three. They'll clear the zone here, but Devils still in control of the puck. They'll put it back in off of Smith, and they'll have an offside signal there until Jesper clears the zone.
Good play by Brendan Smith, stepping up there, getting out of the zone. So you can see already a lot tighter defensively from both teams, being smarter with their passes, quicker shifts, short shifts. Bill Spaulding is taking words right out of my mouth. Adam, you hear this?
I always said you're the Bill Spaulding of this couch.
What's your impression? So there you go, Timo.
Ooh,
Timo, a nice wrap around there. What's your impression right now of Timo and Jack together on this line?
Yeah. Nothing. I wouldn't say, if we're going to grading, I'd probably give Timo a C.
Yeah.
Offensively, and a D for defensive responsibilities tonight.
So C-.
Yeah, but it just hasn't quite been there yet for him. And a lot of it just has been mostly moments for Jack Hughes and not necessarily the collective line, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm more of the B- offensively, and I'm more of the D,
I'll tell you what I have liked. I've liked he's been in front of the net on several situations, and also remember going back first period, even to the second there, had a couple of looks there where he fired some shots there from the low block, which I thought was good too. So, I mean, he's taking his moments here, and I guess I really can't expect them. You assume they had that conversation, they moved on. It's a new day, the sun rose, all that good stuff. But it's not like you just flip the switch. I think I'm more surprised about what's gone on
coming up here
with I'm more surprised that there's been this type of lag. Oh, look,
the
Devils get the first power play of the third period. I say it happens time and time again.
Looks like a pretty blatant hook on Engvall right there too. At the
you know what I will say in this game? What, 2 cross checks and a slash that was it wasn't necessarily that aggressive. That one there. There's been 3 of the penalties the Islanders have taken have been very careless, sloppy penalties. Just not. It wasn't in a moment of congestion. Wasn't with a guy streaking on an odd man rush. It was just the cross check in front of the net. The puck wasn't even near. So careless moments for
the NHL
Islanders.
is very different from a decade ago, 2 decades ago, where this league is all about the offensive abilities, and there's going to be a lot of penalty calls in games. It's just going to happen now. It's the new NHL the way it is, and you got to expect it. So it's all about discipline. And right now, let's see if the Devils can make a 4 for 4, right?
Yeah, just past the stick of Jack there. He'll work it around. Jesper circling.
Yeah, look at that.
Jack Hughes! Easy peasy. It's really easy when you work the Jesper Bratt to Palat right across the front of the goal there to Jack Hughes, who puts it away on the doorstep. Arguably that moment of redemption for when he was one-on-one with Sorokin earlier and feels he should have had that one.
Andre Palat too, man.
Yeah, great job by Palat. Nice orchestration there from him.
Look at this pass coming up too. Being 4 for 4 on the power play is absolutely incredible. What a pass by Palat. Got right below Cizikas right there. Jack Hughes finding the open ice. Cizikas got to be way better than that for the Islanders too. I'm sure Islander fans are probably going crazy about that. But what a play by Palat. I mean, that was a perfectly placed pass. And Jack Hughes is going to clean it up there every time.
Devils 4 for 5 now on the power play. Danny trying to make them perfect.
Oh, excuse me. 4 for 5. Yep. But all their goals, 4 goals are on the power play. So
I'll ask you again. You asked me the question earlier in the intermission. Concerned at all the Devils are only scoring on the power play?
You brought up a good point. They're the team, one of the teams in the NHL that they could be up there leading the league in power play goals, and they're going to win games like that, you know? But you want to see the consistency, especially on the defensive side of the puck when it's 5-on-5 as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
isolating what they're doing power play wise, I think is really good for them this season. Obviously, it was a weakness. Let's make it a strength. It doesn't change the fact. Again, you can say, are you going to go 4 for 5 every night? Obviously not on power plays, but it's great that you can be productive in this way. I think this is a consistent thing that they can go to, but you want to make these games more comfortable, and that's about the
absolutely.
defense.
And what's exciting for me is that the Islanders are one of the best defensive teams and one of the best goaltending teams in the league.
McLeod with the offensive zone win here.
Nice play right there.
Right back in Sorokin.
Bring it up the stick high. We got a little scrap in front of the net here.
Lazar in the
little get together.
Yeah, McLeod won that faceoff, dropped it back to the point. A quick opportunity here on the 5-on-5. And then Lazar, you know what? I'm going to give Lazar a good grade simply for the fact that I've seen him mixing it up. And that's kind of what you need from him. And he's played consistently, but just I like that you have a little bit of that, especially in front of the net there.
I'm giving McLeod an A- tonight too. He's been all over the ice. He's won faceoffs. He's been very gritty on the boards, on the forecheck. Yeah, it's good. We haven't done that often. We should do that more often. What do you give Kevin Ball tonight? I'll just start throwing names at you.
Yeah. I'll give him a C.
Okay.
I could have even gone. I'll give him a C. And I don't mean that like overly negative. I think he's played pretty consistently, but he's also a player that I want to see him two-way.
Sure.
I want to see a little bit of consistency from him. I'll give him C+.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. B-, C+ area. Yeah, I really want to see Holtz on. Ooh, man.
Watch your face.
Tough hit right there.
Yeah.
You saw right away that Dougie Hamilton did not mean for that to happen, and good no call by the refs there. Completely incidental contact. Chris Tierney again on the forecheck.
Yeah.
Chris Tierney he's been quiet in the sense you haven't called his name out too much, but he has been impactful when he's getting that ice time. So
yeah,
I'm curious to see what his ice time is actually. He's probably one of the lower guys. I'm going to say he probably has the least amount of ice time, but he's made it count.
How are you, Angus? Welcome in. Listen, Neil, we know him. We love him. We're a fan of him, but no, you're getting a double dose here of me and Danny as we run the Devil's Puck Luck Friday night special. I think Neil is on another one of these coming up in the weeks ahead, but very excited to be able to bring the action.
Devil state of mind, Neil. You are a great dude out there. Get better. I think you said you were sick, so as you can hear from my voice,
nobody cares about your personal life.
I'm at the end of a cold, so it's going around. So Neil, if you are sick, I think I saw you post that. Get better, man. But thanks for jumping in, guys.
Just out of the defensive zone here, and his chance for the Devils to switch. What about Alexander Holtz?
Yeah, Alexander Holtz. It's
grade him.
He's been very responsible defensively and through the neutral zone. I've noticed. I feel like you're going to have to look the stat up for me as we're watching in real time here. A lot with a great play to tie up the stick there.
Yep.
I'm curious to
breaking out. Oh, little spin, baby. Oh,
I'm curious to Holtz. I'm curious to Holtz ice time. Oh boy.
One big save. That counts as a save.
All right. That was the save. We talked about one save that was going to be important for Schmid. Oh, man.
Well, to watch that back and see that Kier Schmid actually touched it.
It did. I think he got it and it went right between his arm.
Alexander Holtz is working on just over 9 minutes of ice time.
Yeah, so his ice time is down. But I want to see him shifted a little bit more on 5-on-5 because I think he has had some really good outlet passes through the neutral zone. Again, Lindy Ruff, a lot of people make the argument that there's, he feels Lindy Ruff has something against Alexander Holtz. I don't think that.
Nice hold there from the Islanders.
That's out of play there.
Yep. Show me that replay real quick here.
First commercial break, it looks like, of the third period. Alexander Holtz, listen, I just want to see a little more ice time. I want him to be thrown into the fire a little bit more because I think he's played well through the neutral zone, and I want to see him get the puck on his stick. You saw a couple nice moves in the offensive zone as well from Holtz tonight.
Yeah. I think it's been a good night for him. But see, I kind of like this. I don't think this is maybe we talked about it all off season. Everybody has. Devils fans have said, what is he even doing here anymore? He should have already been traded. Why is he on the second line now? Why is he on the third line, etc.? Or you think that he really can have a chance here? But I don't mind. This to me is Lindy Ruff being responsible with a young player and not saying it's like, hey, you want to tell me that Nemec is going to stay down at the AHL and develop because he's only 19? Totally cool with that. But then don't sit here and take Alexander Holtz, who's coming off a disappointing performance last season, and say, yep, you're getting the big ice time. And if you mess it up, buddy, that's on you. Because guess what? Unlike Timo Meier, it's not going to be we sit you down one night and bring you right back and we try to figure out where you're going to work best. It's going to be you start to get dumpstered down the line and potentially dumpstered down to the AHL.
So everything you're saying is you kind of agree that he should be on this third line now that you've seen things unfold.
No. But now where he is now, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't have cared if they started him on the third line. My contention has always been you spend all camp playing him on the second line.
No, I understand that.
That's fine. You want to put him on the second line and have him play more minutes? Great. That. But I'm very comfortable with where he is now that you're playing him like this. And I think it's good because the worst case scenario here would have been you put him down to the third line after everything that happened through camp. And he was only playing, 9 minutes ice time as we're getting to the third period. And he looked concerning,
sure.
Right? One of my biggest attributes for him that I really like, and you mentioned it there, is the passing. I really like when he has his head up entering the neutral zone. I think that his
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. There, he got it.
So below the blocker and then hit his blocker, off his pad or his skate there, it looked like.
Oh, wow.
No, so he made a kick save and then it went off the back of his blocker.
And like spun it back at the net. Good gravy. Whew. So the save was good. And then somehow he managed to get a little old country English back at the net there for Akira Schmid, but he got the big save there. But yeah.
So McLeod's 50% on faceoffs.
Yeah, he's turned that. He was 5 up, 7 down. And now he's turned it into 7 and 7.
Quiet 3 assist night for Jesper Bratt too, huh? With the 3 assists tonight.
Yeah. And then listen, impact plays, right? We talk about guys having the shot, taking the rip, and then game over game, you expect other teams to look at one player as being the danger from a shooting perspective. Nice job dodging that big hit there.
Come on, Timo.
But now he can set the table.
See, I don't love that from Timo at all there. You know, it's
play it back to the point, maybe, you know, take a second there. He looped around there and had the space.
Oh, to Foley.
Entering the 12-minute mark here, gonna go ahead and say it now. Things are starting to open up again. Things are starting to get a little bit opened up.
A little bit, yeah. It looked like Islanders were starting to grab a little bit of that momentum, and then you know, Devils kind of grasped it back there. But my bigger concern is Timo Meier doesn't look great still. He looks all right, but I just really want to see him sparked. You know, I know it's early, and you know it's only the 4th game, but. Yeah, I want to see a lot more out of Timo.
Yeah, I'm not going to, and I know you're not saying it. Like, I'm not, there's no judgments being passed on Timo to this point. You know,
yeah, it's hard 4 games in.
It's just hard when you're seeing some quality play from Jasper or from Jack, sure. Right? When you're excited about other guys, you really, it's more about, I want Timo to be having fun with everybody else, right? There's nothing worse than like seeing everybody feeling like everyone's going to the party and one guy is just kind of standing on, you know, being a wallflower a little bit. That feels like what it is. But listen, you got to find the right combination that's going to
nice play by McLeod
allow him to be effective there. Everyone knows I leaned into the Luke Hughes, right? I was the first champion for him. But who is the very next guy in line that I spoke about going into those playoffs last season and really came out of them as being the next player that has that next little step to his game that I thought he would this year is McLeod.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it too in the preseason that he just looked like he came into the preseason just on a different level and a different gear. He was riling up. Here we go, the 3-on-2 with the Islanders. Good defensive play there by Siegs. Oh boy,
a little frantic here. Akira Schmid way out of the pipes there. Come on now.
That was a wide open net for Nelson too.
Yeah. Schmid got a little bit off balance, shifting from side to side. Nice job there though. Gets the glove side save down low, but he was shifting his body weight there. What I will acknowledge here, you know, we're handing out grades and there's still half of a period to go, so those will shift. Akira has played well. He had that really big save there, but he's looked a little unsteady. You know, he's just looked a little bit nervous at times. And by the way, that can often correlate to having inconsistencies in front of you. But those were some shots there, and Nelson just missed that one.
Nelson going for the hat trick too. Yeah.
A big moment.
I don't know if it hit off the butt of his stick, but yeah, he knows it too on the bench. But Devils got lucky there. They got a break there. Schmid made the one save that we talked about. He needed to make a big save. He did that. It looks like the Islanders are going to ramp it up. He might need to make a couple more. So, you know, we want that grade for Schmid to go from a C to a B at least, you know, for the Devils to lock this win down.
That guy, it's 4-3 right now. Devils 3rd period entering the midpoint of it. Devils have been excellent on the power play, 4 out of 5 conversion. That's where they've done all of their damage with a great shot from the point through traffic. At least gets Sorokin down on his pads for the save. So the Devils have been effective, some would say efficient, on special teams tonight, with some defensive concerns essentially throughout as the Islanders hold the offensive zone. There we go.
Wow, there it was. Okay. Right? We talked about it.
Second one now. Second. Yeah. Right back in. Sorry about that. Hey, listen, live streams. Akira Schmid now giving me a 2. So right when I say I'm gonna knock what Akira Schmid has been up to, that's when he turns around and makes, you know, another nice save here too over the last 4 minutes of ice time.
It's getting intense now. 10 minutes left, up a goal.
Yeah. Listen, it's about, you said, you know, it's a little bit not open, but it's end to end here for sure.
This is where you want to see, you know, you obviously want Luke to be very smart defensively, you know, down the stretch here, but you don't want him to lose sight of who he is as a player. You know, I've talked about this a lot in preseason and through the first 3 games, and you have as well. It's, you know, your identity. You know, you're a sniper. You could shoot the puck. as a defenseman, don't get rid of that part of your game. Just be very conscious of what you're doing and the actual position you are with who you're playing against on the Islanders with their specific line on the ice.
Yeah, a lot of bouncing pucks here as the Islanders get it into the offensive
Nice play
zone.
by Bratt.
Nice job
Strip
by
the
Bratt,
puck.
I was gonna say. No, and I agree with you. Luke, you can make a sound play defensively
nice
in this
pass.
game. Hold on
Oh,
now. That puck, I think the puck has been up on its
Bouncing.
edge a lot
Yeah,
here.
ice doesn't look too great, right?
Oh, that was that he lost.
Palat's hurt though.
Yeah, it's incidental. It's not on anybody there, but brutal collision. Loses his edge, goes down, takes Palat out in the process.
Now let's just hope Palat's all right. There who slipped. We haven't seen Nico back on the ice either. It looks like, for all intents and purposes, he's going to be out for the remainder of the game. We can't be down another offensive guy here in the last 8 minutes. It's just an unfortunate play there. Palmieri slipping down and Palat basically piling over him. You can't really do much about that.
Yeah, just to round up the point on Luke or anybody, you can make the sound defensive play, obviously, and that could be important in this game, but you can also end this game with an offensive play, right? You can give the 2-goal advantage here for the Devils. So stay focused on what you are. Nice little pass there off the ball. Doorstep. Toffoli. Boy, Toffoli has that little flick that he can get that puck on the net, from odd angles at times. And I think he just, you talk about like reading kind of the pacing and time of the game as somebody just.
What's going on with Jack Hughes flying a little bit
over this skates there?
Yeah, no, Tyler Toffoli can really flick the puck with a nice wrist shot. Very sneaky wrist shot. That's really what makes him dangerous.
And he picks those spots where I think is nice. It's like a little test, a little test on you. Maybe you get a little rebound there. That's when you need some guys crashing the front of the net there. We're saying a lot of Tierney's name now.
Yeah, short shifts now for the Devils. Fourth line's getting some ice time here in very important minutes. Luke Hughes behind his net, comes out in front, but recovers. It's an icing, but I don't mind that icing as much. It was a little bit dangerous in front of his net there.
Alleviating the pressure a little bit.
Oh, Schmidt, nice game.
You know what? Didn't
nice save.
Kept his movements small, kept his movements tight, right?
Oh, yeah.
He loses it, and yeah.
What's Palat laboring with, though? Was his leg that's bothering him, or did he come down awkwardly on his shoulder?
There, yeah. Thanks, Palat.
Oh, man. I think he's all right. He looks okay. Face-offs, man. Face-offs. Bastion with a nice block there. We talk about the blocks. Big one.
Getting down into it. Getting down in the nitty-gritty. Shout out to everybody, by the way. Once again, we'll just do it here as the Devils are fighting out of their zone, and they do, in fact, clear it. They'll get an opportunity for Tierney to try to bite that in the neutral zone, but still works behind the net. And Schmidt gets a little.
I like Lazar's game right now.
Yeah, he's playing tight.
He's really played well, down the stretch in the third period here.
Oh, but yeah, just a reminder. Shout out to everybody in on the Hockey Podcast Network joining us for our live Friday night stream. Watch party action with the Devils and the Islanders working their way through the final 6 minutes of the third period down inside their defensive zone. This is now the Islanders are putting pressure on right now.
The Islanders are pressing right now. Devils look a little tired.
Yeah, keep shortening the bench down player by player. Right?
Well, Palat's back on the ice right now, so it looks like he's okay. McLeod is on for Nico, so McLeod moves up to that line. Looks like for the remainder of the game
too. And in addition to the Hockey Podcast Network, the Devils Puck Luck Podcast. You get us on your podcast feeds over on YouTube. Get us on social, NJ Devils PL. Be a part of the action, man. We're not trying to over solicit you here, but if you're having a good time, we're having some fun. Let's keep having some fun together. We'll do this thing. The bottom line for me is let's go ahead and update what we got for ice time right now for the New Jersey Devils. Taking a look in a book, The Reading Rainbow. So Heischer only cleared before that was he had 9 minutes. That was his last look at being on the ice.
I think he was banged up there in the second period on that hit that he took.
McLeod's pushing over 13. Sorry, excuse me. Pushing over 13. You ready for this aggressively one loud commercial?
I don't know why is one commercial so loud. We've seen this commercial like 4 times and just aggressively loud. But listen,
McLeod's up over 13.
And McLeod has really played well to take the place of Heischer on that line in the third period. So. Those are big minutes, man. Those are big minutes and a really big defensive responsibility too as a center, jumping up to that second line.
Yeah. And he won a couple of those key faceoffs there as well. As I said, he was, a couple under 500 in the circle. Then he grabbed those past 2. So I'm actually curious here too. Did we get any I'm taking a quick look on who else has been inside that faceoff circle now in the absence of Nico. Palat came in for 1. He did not win it.
What's Timo's ice time?
Oh, talk to me, Timo.
So he's been on there. He's 17 minutes, it looks like. So,
yeah.
you know,
Listen,
he's going to be out there, man. He's on the number 1 line right now. So it's after being benched in the third period. You knew that Lindy Ruff was going to throw him out there, you know?
Oh, sorry. Nico was up over 13 minutes before he exited. I was looking at
no problem.
Some penalty minutes, power play minutes, etc. Devils' upcoming schedule, since they're shown on the TV, we can tell you about it. They got the Montreal Canadiens, the Capitals coming up on back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Sabres for another Friday night special next week before they'll get the Wild coming to town, and then a few days off, which is nice, before they'll go back out back-to-back road trip ending with the Blues.
Yeah, they play Minnesota at home on that Sunday and then go and play them in Minnesota. We got a lot of back-to-backs, man.
Oh, Minnesota.
A lot of back-to-back games. We lead the league, actually, in most back-to-back games this year. But
so you'd like to think that you can trust Akira Schmid and VTech and be able to not have to put pressure on anyone to, really go to this.
In a way, it's kind of great that they're your 1A and 1B, that you don't have someone that is your 100% number 1 goalie and your number 2 goalie. So it's a good thing that you can kind of put them in that position to play back-to-back.
Taking a look here.
Thanks for all the questions, by the way, on the live stream tonight.
Yeah,
you guys
really
definitely
appreciate
engage.
it.
We love it. So any questions you have, ask away. Your thoughts, too, we would love to hear.
And when this one wraps up, so if you're hanging out here and you want to stick around when the game ends, we'll just give our overall recap, obviously, with the idea that the Devils will be celebrating their second win of the season as long as they play smart hockey over the final 5. But we'll stick around for a few minutes, then we'll tie a bow on this thing, and we'll come back in and give on our regular feed, our regular podcast, give our post-game takeaways, look ahead to the next matchups, update the Nico, which, by the way, as of right now, Amanda Stein, this was halfway through a few minutes ago. She still had no update on Nico Hischier, hadn't returned. Whatever the case, they'll check in with Lindy Ruff after the game. So don't expect an update around what's going on. It's hockey. This isn't the NFL.
It's
they give you the
that's a very hockey-like thing. You're not going to know really what's going on until Lindy talks about it.
They give you the NFL gives you the update on the injury before the injury happens. As the player's getting hit on the field, they tell you he's going to have a bad ankle.
Yeah, you just hope that it's just got a little banged up, and they wanted to be precautionary with it, with a couple of days off coming up. So that is the hope.
I would tend to I would tend to think with a couple of days coming up off, as you mentioned, that it's more concerning that he's not back, because that you would think that it could be something just at least a little bit more serious where you even need the rest of the game in the next couple of days. But
let's just hope not.
You know what we won't do?
Let's not even think about that.
You know what we won't do?
Speculate.
You know what we're not going to do? Speculate. Little neutral zone.
Fourth line getting those minutes again. They've been playing really well on the forecheck. They've been tying up the Islanders' offensive guys, too, in the neutral zone. You love to see it.
Bastion didn't bother hitting anybody there.
Waved off there with the icing as Dougie chases it down in defensive zone. Nice outlet from Bastion there. Tierney, come on, buddy. I like that. Pass it yourself. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
This is where you got to chew up the minutes, though. This is what you want to do. You want to play disciplined hockey and chew up the minutes in the Islanders' defensive zone for them.
It just killed 60 seconds there with no threats the other way. Now you're back on the defensive zone.
Yeah, very good shit from the fourth line. That's a penalty on the Devils right there.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's got to knock him out. You cannot be hitting Schmid like that. Yeah, ball's coming to his defense there. Lee has been
not hard enough,
man.
though.
Lee is like throwing a stick into the pet, which you expect, obviously, without the whistle being blown. But that's what you want to see from Ball. Pull him out of the crease. Massive penalty kill coming up for the Devils right now with 4.5 minutes remaining in this game.
Shiloh, your Devils -1.5 is looking tentative at best. They just took a penalty, so they'll be on special teams trying to defend. And then Vinny March. I hope you don't mind if I call you Vinny, Vince. I could call you Vince or Vincent. It's your choice, but I prefer Vinny March. Do you think the Devils did enough as far as physicality? This is where I think Danny would say that it matters and that they haven't done enough. I would say that they haven't done enough, but it's not going to be the driving force about what wins or loses you this game.
I think they've done enough in the third period. I don't think they did enough in the first 2 periods. So I think they've been better physically. The fourth line is playing absolutely probably one of the best lines right now in the third period, which you love to see. You want those complementary pieces to be able to really take care of you in times of need when Nico's out especially. So I'm okay right now with the physicality. Overall, you want to see it more, but third period wise, totally fine with it.
want to let you know that you can just mute the TV if you want.
These
things are going on.
Man, these commercials,
man. The thing about it is, it's like you start yelling into my face, and then I feel like we're at the game, and I don't mind the atmosphere. I wouldn't mind if people behind us, just kind of doing the cheers.
Do we know if, because Brad had to have more shots on goal after he said 1 shot on goal? I want to know what that parlay was, because he
did throw, he did throw that up. I meant to hear. Let's dive back in here.
And also the -1.5, I feel good about. I think the Devils are going to get an empty net goal.
Ooh, so that was a classic jinx. Don't expect that to happen here. There you go, Danny. There is what he was waiting on.
Okay, he needs Bryce Harper with a hit in the NLCS tonight against the Diamondbacks. 1 shot from Uberdo. I like that. Backlund. $2 to win 328. Listen, you are very much like us, sir. I appreciate that.
I like me a parlay.
Looks like McLeod took a penalty there.
Let's get a look-see at this here. Did he have to do it?
Yeah, that's a trip. I understand there. You're trying to obviously tie up his stick.
Again, in front of the shot. You gotta. I mean, my opinion. You tell me. You gotta trust Ball there. Like, he's there. You gotta trust your guy to close down. Like, at that point. By the way, he didn't stop that shot from happening there. All he did was take the penalty. So I usually, when it comes to taking penalties, I'll say, hey, if you stop the scoring chance, it's justifiable. You didn't stop the scoring chance there, and you ultimately go in the box here. So let's see if they can kill it off here.
As I said
D-
earlier,
for McLeod in the game.
Trying to clear it there, Ball.
Right,
you knew that the Islanders might be getting another penalty called in their favor.
Yep.
The game has been a little bit more physical in the third period with hits. So, listen, this is special teams, right? We've made it happen on the power play. Now it's time to make it happen and continue to make it happen on the penalty kill.
Controlling in the final zone here.
Watch out for Nelson on the wing there. Nelson is looking to get open here. Bashin closing down the passing lanes, which is good. Staying up top in the diamond right there. You see the diamond right there. Lazar's positioning is really good too. Listen, Lazar and Bashin have been playing solid, even on the penalty kill and on their fourth line shift. So a lot of credit to them. And again, those are the types of passes that you want to see the Islanders try and take. If you're going to try and make that great saucer pass across the ice, the Devils closing down quickly here in the corner. This is what we want to see on the penalty kill.
Tying it up. Lazar,
very good penalty kill so far. First half is really good. Just keep it going here.
Hold on now as they work back into space. Quick.
Schmid, good save. Good save. Love that from Ball.
Yeah, Ball continuing to get back.
Get in Palmieri's face. Yeah. Get in Palmieri's face. That's fine. Yeah, I love how Ball laughs. Yeah, I love Ball. And by the way, I agree with you that Ball had a C+ game. This third period, he's had an A. He's played.
By the way, this is why. I mean, it was good. It's always fun to talk about like where we think players are and how they've been performing. But it was just there was so much time left for a player like Ball to tighten up and say, hey. And by the way, then you could say, hey, I think he's been a C, kind of a C player throughout this game. Well, guess what? Now he's getting to a B. Right now he's getting to a B+ because these are the key moments you need him to be successful.
And that was a good save from Schmid too. He's going post. Yeah, he's going post to post there. He got it with his glove. Obviously going alongside there. Good save.
Yeah, you can follow us anywhere you want, Vince. You can follow us on Twitter at NJDevilsPL. You can follow us on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat. That's all going to be Devils Puck Luck. You can follow me, yours truly, Adam Armbrecht on Twitter, Danny the Face on Twitter. I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot of stuff.
Nice clear right there. Devils penalty kill looking really good. 30 more seconds here. We got 3 minutes left in the game. You're going to see probably Sorokin, I would assume, not come out for this power play because there's way too much time left. So you assume Sorokin, if they kill this penalty, the Devils will kind of leave the ice around 1:30-ish is my guess for the Islanders. So Devils need to keep it.
Unless they had real offensive control here, which they can't establish.
Nice clear again behind the net. Penalty kill looks good. Power play looked good. Special teams were definitely a plus factor for the Devils today.
I've got Tyler Toffoli with the empty netter.
I'm not saying anything because I don't want to jinx anything ever.
Yep, that's right. There's a lot of.
That's what I'm talking about with the physicality, Brendan Smith. Ball, good positioning there too. Nice save by Schmid. This is what we need. Nice save by Schmid.
He earned it in this third period.
Does Ball look like he's hunching over a little bit? He's gassed, bro. He needs to get off.
I think he's just completely done.
Good shift.
He was out there through almost the entire kill.
Yeah, Ball and Smith, great job there. Ball has been absolutely the Devils' best defender this period. He's played absolutely incredible. Haven't seen Marino or called his name much at all. I'm curious to see what his ice time was in the third period as well. Net's empty. 1:40 to go here for the Islanders. Net's empty.
So we'll get the face off here in the Devils zone.
You call timeout right now if you're the Islanders to set everything up with 1:38 left, or you let it play since the Devils look to touch gas?
Yeah, I probably if I was the Devils, I'd say I hope you take the timeout. If I'm the Islanders, I'd want to let it run here, keep this gas unit on the ice for the Devils, and see if they can defend it. One face-off win, one clear, right?
Couple nice saves here. Look at this play here. All right, Timo, what'd you do here? Let me see what you did here, Timo. Timo tying it up on the boards. A timeout from the Islanders here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they're gonna set up the play. Johnny McClain, the assistant coach. Every Devil fan knows Johnny McClain. Johnny McClain, the assistant coach now for the Islanders, setting up the Islanders. On their 6-on-5, about to have 1:38 left. Devils have played very smart defensively behind their net this period. You could see the difference. You knew that the Islanders were going to have a flurry of offensive rushes. They're going to throw a lot at the Devils. They've been pinching a lot defensively too. You're going to see them taking some chances, and obviously here with the 6-on-5.
You guys want to stretch with me?
Yeah, let's do this.
No, it's been good. And this third period has been good from the Devils as well. I think we talked about through the first two periods. We talked about some of the defensive lapses a little bit, right? Inconsistencies. They cleaned that up. Talked about, hey, when that next penalty comes, capitalize. They did that. They got themselves the lead. I think, for me, really important. Think 2 games ago, what happened? They scored late, had to go to overtime, had to go to a shootout. Devils have struggled there. This is a really good opportunity for them
to
close this out with McLeod in the circle, 8 out of 15.
Nice face-off win.
Nice
Dougie
job
put it behind
there.
the net. Siegs got the puck to Palat. Love to see it.
Little flip. All right. They get it.
Oh, nice play. Nice play.
They get it out of the zone.
McLeod has had a really good game. Minus the penalty he took, he's had a really solid game. And that was such an important face-off win.
That's a good job.
Still a minute and 20 left. Yeah, still a minute and 20 left. We got a lot of time here.
Let him gain the zone.
Ex-Devil Kyle Palmieri, you see here. What? No. Oh, my God.
I keep saying, man, these lapses. And Akira Schmidt, who makes the good initial save here. I'd like to see the replay because you'd really prefer that type of moment. Hold that puck.
Did that look kicked in, or was Schmidt?
Didn't he?
I didn't see it. We got to see the replay.
Nah.
I don't know if Schmidt was interfered with and couldn't play the puck. We got to see this because they're looking heavy right now. But
he's down.
This is frustrating. These are the type of things that are really going to sting you. When you haven't played your great games.
Let's see.
In the first 3 games.
Because Schmidt ends up down after this save, and there's just, there's bodies and sticks and everything else around.
Oh, rebound control, man.
No,
that's
stick. It's the stick there down on the ice, and it looks like a defensive stick. It's just tangled up.
Did Barzal hit it with his hand there, or did it hit off his body? I didn't see that. So I think they might be looking and see if there was a hand pass, but
nah.
Ah, man, that's so frustrating.
There,
yeah,
111.
That's brutal, man.
On the road, 111 on the road. Nope. Tighten up. You're going to be going to overtime.
Wow.
Still going to be an opportunity if you finish out this period correctly. Right now, it feels
let's
like
calm down. A little helter-skelter behind our own net here.
Yeah.
Let's relax a little bit.
I'm comfortable just getting this thing out of your zone. Right now, the Islanders are feeling it right now, and you had some real tired legs for the Devils.
I'm going to say, too, I really would like Schmidt to not give up a rebound on that play.
Yeah, I said right in the moment. You just got to belly that thing up and hold it.
Yeah, that to me, it's you really want to be able to hold that puck.
F.
No, he doesn't get an F.
I'm joking.
But it's C-. That's a huge play. He made some great saves in the third period, but that's a play that you obviously want to see him be able to gobble up that rebound.
Yeah.
It's tough because Ball and Smith, I thought, had a very, very good 3-4 minutes of this third period where they were shutting the Islanders down behind the net.
F for both them, too.
Yeah. And the fourth line played really well, too. And I think that you miss someone like Nico Hischier that could be out there taking faceoffs as well. With McLeod.
They won those.
No, but with McLeod as well, So you want Nico Hischier out there who is a defensive-minded offensive guy. So, it's
F.
Hey,
Another F.
Don't think as a fan, bro.
No, listen.
Everybody gets Fs.
Analytically, it's a terrible close to the end of the game there. And this now marks the second game in 4 games so far this season. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm joking about the grades, but you got to be able to close these games out. Like this is where they talk about this park the bus. You got to be able to anchor down defensively and find a way to secure these. Now you look at Akira Schmidt. You say that's a rebound you don't want to give up there. I agree, but I also want to see. Danny talked about Ball, talking about Bastion, talking about guys that were contributing back on the boards there. Like you got to go ahead and lock those up and force this into a scrum where those opportunities just don't come. So unfortunately for the Devils, another game where they found themselves down to start early. This is, I would argue, they're still their best overall game performance, which in and of itself is frustrating knowing that you're going to overtime 4-4 tied after giving up another late third period goal.
And it's not an easy place for the Devils to play. You
are on the road. You are on the road.
And the Islanders, I think so far for us, they played only 2 games. This is the third game, but they look like a team that could surprise us. We had them coming down, but with the way Sorokin's playing, and if they're going to be able to score the way they are with opposing teams making those mental lapses and taking advantage of it the way the Islanders have, you could see them up in the standings too. Everything is so early season-wise, but like you said, we just got to clean it up. You don't want to give up that lead with 1 minute and 10 seconds left.
Nope. So that'll be another talking point, obviously, for Lindy Ruff, obviously for the Devils. Well, just not being clinical enough in the closing moments of this game. But as we go to overtime, I think you're about to say the good thing is 4-on-4 hockey is
3-on-3 hockey.
3-on-3 hockey is where you think the Devils should be able to excel in this matchup.
Yeah, we're going to have the advantage on most teams in the league when it comes to 3-on-3. But the Islanders here, what they're going to try and do is just puck possession. Just make sure that you secure the puck. Keep it away from the Devils. That's always going to be their goal. Now for us, it's just a matter of taking those chances. You want to see Jack Hughes fly. You want to see Jesper Bratt fly. You want to see Dougie Hamilton fly around the ice. I think you're going to see Luke Hughes on the ice 3-on-3. So, we're not good in the shootout. We need to win this game.
High bouncing puck there too.
That's actually tough. I look at that replay. Maybe we're a little unfair in the sense that
it's like 3 today.
It's 3 today. But it's not bad over like 3-4 hours.
Oh, is that how you're going to gauge it?
So Luke Hughes is out with his brother right now. Luke and Jack are out, and McLeod's out to win the draw.
Let's just dial it in here.
Yeah, I assume he will stay out with them, actually. I don't know if he's going to.
Lost the face-off. Problem number 1.
All right, well. Yeah, just for Brad coming right on. Yeah, so you figure that was going to happen. That happened all the time last year as well. Palmieri with a nice drop pass. Nice poke right there.
Let's go.
Luke and Jack.
Let's go. Night. Come on.
Nice save by Sorokin.
It is a nice save.
Easy here, Luke.
Doing a nice
all right,
job.
good job. Yeah, good job tying him up. Good job tying him up. That's what you want to do. Islanders are going to make a change right now, so they're going to choose some time. Great shot by Jack. Great save by Sorokin.
Nice job.
Oh, nice. Who was that? That was Bratt. Nice play by Bratt. Luke Hughes taking the body there. You saw the speed by Barzell, obviously. Easy there, though, Jack, because you guys got to change. So
Jack's not changing.
No, but Brad needed to change. That's why he was pushing Jack back here. Got about 4 minutes left now.
Need Jack to take these looks, and then you just got to play tight. Timo out on the ice now. Nice job there by Schmitty.
Yeah, Jack's been on the ice for 1 minute and 10 right now, so we'll see if he's going to change. Looks like he's coming off right now.
And
all right, Dougie Hamilton.
Got caught in the change. Yeah.
We both lean back at the same time. Let's see the save. Okay, listen, it was a nice save. Good reaction save there. Here's Luke Hughes on Barzell. Luke Hughes was on the ice for a good 45 seconds here to a minute.
Solid job.
Good job nice save by Schmidt. Even better play by Jesper Bratt, clearing it out of the paint there.
Yep. So Devils losing 2 faceoffs here in the overtime.
So it looks like Marino's on there for some defensive stability. We got Mercer out here with Timo.
Yeah.
Mercer's a guy, and Timo are guys that you want to get going. I actually like this right now. I like that Lindy Ruff put him out there, to be guys that can make a difference and win the game. They both are great goal scorers.
And I think you're there we go.
Control the puck. Control the puck. Come on, Timo.
Oh, come on, Timo. Have a moment, Timo.
Yeah, just circle out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Circle out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the physicality that Timo, these guys can bring, right? You saw that last play with Luke Hughes doing a nice job. These moments down by the net defensively as well.
Yeah, they're going to come out now. So,
yep. It's all right. Then listen, you gained the neutral zone, controlled the puck. Now let's see how you go.
Got Jack Hughes back on right now.
He's going to circle and just do it himself.
Yes!
I told you.
Jack Hughes, baby.
I told you, dude. That's okay. That is
1-on-3, winning the game.
That is
just like that.
That was the 4th opportunity where Jack Hughes was like, I will at some point crack this nut here.
Go.
Getting it past Sorokin. Excellent job. And by the way, we talked about this last season. I love the patience from Luke Hughes here in this moment. He gets that puck. He's just kind of drifting, just kind of playing in the middle of the ice there, and does a great job as they show the replay here. Gains the zone, circles into the middle, and then just little quick cut back across, and then goes
using Polak. Using the Polak as the screen to come across the slot and come short side on Sorokin.
Yeah,
what a shot! This kid. I know it's 4 games. I know it's 4 games.
Oh, here you go. Wait for this.
But how the hell, if he's healthy, is he not going to have over 100 points? He is such an unbelievable talent, and this kid can take the team on his shoulders and deliver. A very upsetting tie goal to make it 4-4 with a minute 10 left for the Islanders. Jack Hughes coming back. This is what we talk about all the time. We don't want to go to a shootout. We are one of the best teams in the league 3-on-3, and Jack Hughes showing it. He is a phenomenal talent. What a finish. 2 goals, 2 assists. Jesper Bratt, 3 assists. And Tyler Toffoli with his first goal. But overall, Adam, it's you got to be happy going on to Long Island and beating the Islanders, who were 2-0, one of the only undefeated teams left in the league. Granted, they only played 2 games. And to get 5 goals against Sorokin, I think, is the big highlight of the night. But also to overcome some of those deficiencies they had defensively, but still put up the goals the way we know they're going to, and overcome and really get this victory in overtime, I think is huge.
I'll highlight special teams, power play production. Obviously, that was there for them throughout this night, but I'll also highlight the penalty kill in the 3rd period. Right now, ultimately, yes, the Islanders did get that goal, and the fatigue factor is going to be massive there. But I thought it was a nice job in those moments. It was a nice job on the boards there. I think overall, we'd say far more guys we point to positively in this game than we would say negatively. Akira Schmid, some mixed moments, but we gotta remember he 3-4 really key critical saves that could have gone the other way. And then you say it. Listen, man, when you're taking on Sorokin, the best thing that you can try to do is get as many shots as possible on net and give yourselves the volume there. So let's really quick here before we close out. We'll just go ahead.
I want to mention real quick. I want to mention real quick. The fact that Timo and Mercer were able to control the puck, keep possession of the puck, Marino coming back into his defensive zone, letting the change happen was perfect. So a lot of credit to those guys. I think that's a really big factor in getting a very fresh Jack onto the ice for his shift.
Give him the breather.
Yeah,
he stayed out there for almost 2 shifts.
And it was he was fresh. You saw it. And the way he 1-on-3. He's 1-on-3 against the Islanders. The way he used the defender to basically screen Sorokin and come up short side. What a goal.
Saw the way that this one ended up breaking down. Remember, the Devils had 28 shots through 2 periods, including the 3rd in overtime. They only picked up 10 more shots. Meanwhile, the Islanders went from 17 all the way up to 31.
Right.
So you saw them getting a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. The hits, yes, we were more than doubled up, 22-10. Obviously, Devils lost the face-off battle narrowly, 31-29 in this game. Again, the penalties, the PK, 2 kills in this game for them. So excellent work converting 4 of their power play opportunities as well. Overall, man, it's a great game. And let's be real here. It's a great moment for Jack Hughes. This is what it is to be a Devils fan and to have a guy like Jack Hughes. I think there's other players. Jesper Bratt has his moments. I think Luke Hughes is going to have his moments, but this is why Jack Hughes is one of the best players in the game, right? You mentioned it. I'll take it on my stick here in overtime. I've been knocking on the door of Sorokin. By the way, in a game, would you have ever thought in a game where the Devils ultimately put that much into the back of the net against Sorokin that Jack Hughes was not one of those and was actually the guy that was, coming up against it in a frustrating sense there, converts for the game winner.
Last 2 goals, 2 assists for Jack, right? 2 goals, 2 assists, and 3 assists for Jesper. I thought this was going to be like a 3-2, 3-1 type of game. I never would have pegged this as a 5-4 type of game. Let's stay with the positives right now. The Devils come out with the victory, a very big victory in
2-1-1
on Long Island.
2-1-1 through 4 games of the season, where we would say 3 out of those 4 games, they did not play good hockey, like in totality.
And we didn't take a full period off tonight. I think we saw some lapses in moments in periods. I think in the second period, you saw about a 10-minute lapse in some judgment plays from the Devils, when the Islanders had a lot of the momentum coming back and forth on that 5-on-5. But the Devils figured their game out. They adjusted on the fly. I think Lindy Ruff really pressed all the right buttons when it came to combinations on the penalty kill and on the power play. The power play, 4 for 5. I mean, you don't get much better than that. It's great to see. But again, like you were saying, going, that penalty kill at the end of the game was a huge factor. Granted, they scored that goal, with 1 minute and 10 left. we won the game. Jack Hughes.
Yeah, listen,
Jack
at the end of the day, you win the game. Months from now, we will not look back and think about, oh, how and which way do they? No, wins are wins here. So for a team that's still figuring some things out early in the season, very positive 5-4 victory on the road against the Islanders. Last thing I'm going to note here before we get out the door, because we are doing this obviously on the Hockey Podcast Network, but we're also doing the Devil's Puck Luck podcast. And I saw the question, do we do all of these games? Do we stream these live games? This is the first time that we've done it. I've done it in other instances for other sports. If you guys enjoy this, man, follow us.
Yeah.
Follow us on these platforms and support us. And I don't mean as a demand; it's more of a polite request. But we'd love to do more of these.
This was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. And for me, this is I know you obviously, Adam's been in the industry obviously with other sports doing this, live like this, but my first time doing this, I had a blast. And I love actually that all, fans coming in, different people coming in, not just Devil fans coming in, asking questions.
Yeah.
It's great. And I think this shows not just obviously the fandom behind the NHL. The Hockey Podcast Network is awesome. There's so many great live streams that are going on all the time. I can speak for Adam. We would love to do this again.
Oh, yeah,
we would absolutely love to do this again. This was a blast. And definitely make sure that you go and follow us over at Devil's Puck Luck on Instagram, on all the social media, and then we're on Twitter, X. I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, everybody
at NJ Devils PL. But man, this was great. Your final thoughts, to kind of wrap the day up with this 5-4 victory in overtime.
It's what you need. 4 games in, you need to win hockey games, right? Every team is going to go through the growth early in the season, figuring out line combinations, figuring out defensive pairings, working through the kinks of where you need to be at points on the ice. But quality special teams play in this game. Some key moments for the goaltender, Akira Schmid, and then seeing the offense really explode. And listen, lapses here and there, 60 minutes of full hockey from the Devils. You hate to have to say they needed to do that, but they did in the 4th game. So let's carry it over. We'll wait for the next one.
I'm going to go with resilience. The fact that they gave up the lead a few times, the Islanders tied it, and they didn't hang their head, and then they got the lead back, tied again, got the lead back, tied again. The resilience of this team, they didn't hang their head. And they continue to play their game. They continue to press even through some of the mistakes.
Sure.
You want to see that throughout the season.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, Adam and I on the Devil's Puck Luck channel, we're going to talk a little bit more about what they can clean up. But for now, keeping it positive. You love to see that resiliency. And man, we got a superstar in Jack Hughes. Yeah. My God, is he phenomenal.
All right. Listen, man, I'm all set. I really enjoyed this. I had a blast. Hopefully you guys did too, man. Enjoy the rest of the night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend of hockey. Get out there. Get after it. Be safe, friends. And we will catch you next time on the Hockey Podcast Network and on the Devil's Puck Luck Podcast.